Should have just. I remember. I think someone gifted me a fidget spinner, and I just don't know where it is.
Hello, my chair broke. Hello, everyone.
Oh, we already started. Why are you at the bottom of your own fucking window?
My chair broke.
Fair. Fair.
Meow. My chair broke.
Okay. Well, someone has to put the cat ears on you. Of course, I'm a fidget spinner guy. No, I've been thinking about it. I want a fidget toy, but I was like, should I buy one? He's like, they're also expensive.
Really?
And I was just like, yeah. Well, the cool ones. The cool ones are because like spinners, they don't scratch the kind of scratch the itch. I want those toys that like slide and click. Yeah, that looks cute.
I have to meow. I have no mouth and I must meow.
Yeah. You know, but I'm sure, I think I was gifted one, a spinner, but I'm sure, you know what? Knowing my family, they probably re-gifted it, so I don't know where it is.
I think I have like a couple of like fidget toys around here.
Every once in a while, I'll look at YouTube and there's a YouTube short about like these really cool looking ones. And then yeah, you're safe. Then I check the website that sells them and they're like hundreds of dollars. Like, who in the fuck is gonna pay like multiple hundreds of dollars for a fidget toy?
I just remember this one ad.
I get you need to stim, but still.
This one ad I saw on YouTube. It's just like a British guy moving a fidget spinner in his phone, being like with a super thick British accent, being like, "We made a fidget spinner for your phone." I cannot do a British accent.
Do we classify like Bop It as one of the proto like mainstream fidget toys?
Yeah, but that is also like
Bop it, honk it, squeeze it, hold it. I guess
like,
it is kind of like.
I don't know if I would like classify it as a fidget toy because I feel like if you have autism, after a while the instructions get annoying.
I do what I want. Do video games? I guess. Yeah. I feel like with the no, you can have portable gaming systems though. Yeah.
Yeah, like I will definitely say I have fidgeted with video games before.
Well, it's just like I feel like the usual thing that people talk about when they want to stim or like use a fidget toy is they want like something to scratch that like kind of brain itch for certain things. Like if you want to like slide a piece of metal or just like hear something click.
Yeah.
You know, there are those specific tactile feels.
Yeah, and like you know? Controllers kind of do that.
They can do that. They can do that. Pressing buttons can definitely do that. Okay, I need to stop looking at fidget toys. They're way too pricey.
Is my microphone working? Okay, yeah, my microphone kind of disconnected.
Yeah, your mic.
Yeah, like I feel like sometimes I literally just like grab my controller, like disconnected, and I just grab it and start like moving the stuff.
You know what? As dumb as Elite controllers are and the Pro ones that are really pricey, the one time I got to like get my hands on like an Xbox Elite, it was a very nice feeling controller. I was like genuinely surprised. I'm like, oh god.
I don't really like the way
this would click a lot of brain.
I do really like the way the bumpers feel on the Xbox controllers.
Mm-hmm.
Not the rest of the. Because like you know I'm a PlayStation controller kind of person.
I am too. I was just really impressed by that Elite controller. I don't think I've ever gotten to touch the PlayStation, the DualSense equivalent.
Yeah, but I think like the top, like the button and the triggers of the Xbox controller feel very nice, and I think like the PlayStation controller should like imitate that. Especially the triggers. I feel because like the triggers on an Xbox controller are a lot chunkier.
Oh well, yeah. Like, are you talking about the concave versus the convex, or?
No, like I'm talking about like the shape of the triggers. And they are like longer, wider, and they are like heavier, and I like that. Because like the triggers on a PS4 controller, it is, and that is what I use, are not very like thick. They're very like tiny. They're maybe like an inch
I used to really like the PS4 controller, but after a while with the DualSense, I'm like, yeah, I probably wouldn't go back.
I'm probably going to update to a DualSense when this dies. But
that's fair.
I'm one of those people who just like keeps using stuff until they break.
Well, we're like, how many years are we into this console generation? 6 now? Is it going to be 6?
Yeah, going on 6.
I mean, like once the PS6 comes out, you could just wait till that controller.
Yeah. If this this doesn't work anymore, because like I'm one of those
Yeah,
persons
no.
like
Yeah, I'm just saying like waiting it out, right? You might as well just like wait it out till the next really good thing.
I
Or the
was.
Steam controller.
Yeah.
You
Oh
can just get
yeah.
the
I
Steam
kind of
controller.
want one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because of the cursor part, yeah.
Yeah. And apparently like they're actually like very comfortable.
Well, yeah.
And they have like the same nice rumble than a PS5 controller has. Very
Mhm.
like tactile rumble.
I mean, it just works on a lot of things. It's also set up for like PC games in general. So like, hey, you can start using like a controller for like GOG, if there are some GOG games where you kind of want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it is not that hard with a PS4 controller. I have an application that I just run in the background.
I mean, the touchpad itself is kind of like akin.
Yeah. No, and like for the PS4 controller, for games that like are hard to get working, I just have like an application I run in the background that like hides the controller and makes the computer believe it is an Xbox 360 controller.
Mm.
And everything works with a 360 controller. It is like a universal controller.
Yeah, pretty much. I will say I completely forgot about the one argument against the Steam console, the Steam machine being like reasonably priced. And this was brought up in IG Daily.
Yeah.
Which is is just like the one thing that would probably sign off on this thing might not just be reasonably priced is because like since it's a PC, it's like any work office would look at that, go, oh, we would just totally just strip this, put Windows on it, and then not even contribute back to the Steam ecosystem.
Yeah.
Because those would be just like easy work computers. And to be fair, if Steam was operating on a loss, that's not good because you're trying to make your money back on your platform. So yeah.
It's
Which is tough.
I am so confused right now because I purchased like I got like a little like mic arm for my microphone, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was moving it earlier. And I still need to do some adjustments about that. But I got like this little mic arm for my microphone. And now I just like, now that I have this in front of me, it's so weird. I keep like wanting to go cross-eyed to look at it.
Mm.
Because it's like right in front of my face. So I keep wanting to like cross my eyes and look at it. Because it's just like a little bit like on front of the nose. Like just like a little bit of a distance in front of the nose. So it
you ever get those like picture portrait things that like force, like they're like, hey, cross your eyes and you'll see a 3D image or something?
Yeah.
Like when you were younger? Yeah, those were cool. That's pretty much like, I don't know why that just reminded me of that. Just like that sort of like, here's this fun gimmick. And then it kind of just like died out.
I mean, but like that's just like the story of like human existence in the past like 30 years. Maybe 40. Just like, hey, we have a gimmick. Okay, he died.
Yeah. You know what was one of my favorite gimmicks for toys? And yeah, stereogram. You know what was one of my favorite gimmicks for certain toys and like paperback stuff?
What?
Not paperback, but like the holographic like scratchy surfaces that would like show two different images.
Yeah.
When you tilted them.
Oh yeah, when you move.
Yeah. Yeah. My brain has always gone, if I was like important enough to have business cards, I would totally want them to do that. I'd be like, look at this shit.
Now I'm just imagining like that one scene from American Psycho, except like it looks like a Pokemon holographic card.
Yeah, but then they tilt it in the angle and it changes.
Yeah. And it's Patrick Bateman. They're like, oh my god, it has a different picture. I have never actually watched that movie. I just know all the memes.
It's all right. It's like cool, but it's like fine. It is funny that some people unironically took the whole like Bateman is such an icon. He's like really cool. Is like no, the whole movie's point is he's a fucking loser.
Yeah, he's a fuckboy.
He's just like a pathetic loser who's, you know what? I don't want to spoil the movie. Like, if you are, for anyone who's like listening, if you're invested in watching that movie, it's fine. It's fine.
Isn't there like, I am going to spoil the movie. I don't care.
Okay.
Isn't there like a chance that like, I have heard that there is a chance that like the entire thing didn't actually happen?
It's yeah.
Because
his psychosis may and very likely be him projecting the life of what he thinks he should have because he feels helpless and powerless.
Yeah.
So he wants to project this life of being so utterly untouchable.
Yeah.
But it's clearly a facade because he's just an insecure loser.
What a loser.
He is a huge loser.
Like sometimes, like when I spend so much time imagining stuff in my head, it's usually just like fun stuff. Not like
usually I'm choreographing like fight scenes.
Yeah, I used to do that a lot, except like because of the way my brain works. When I choreograph a scene in my mind, it always looks like a video game boss fight.
Kind of like that for me. Sometimes it's video game or sometimes it's anime. I will say because my brain is very action oriented, I don't get too many choreographing of scenes where I think it's a natural plot progression.
Yeah.
It's usually waxing philosophical fights or just comedy. So yeah.
Yeah. I had like I imagined like I actually didn't like daydream it. It was just like an actual dream. I was sleeping, but it was like a really cool fight scene. It was like two people in like the 16th century, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like on like a very like old dusty library, and they were fighting. And at some point, one of them pulls out like one of those like old like flintlock handguns and shoots it.
Mm-hmm.
The sparks from the gun like actually start setting fire to like the old books around. So the entire thing starts.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So the entire thing starts like setting on fire, and they start like breaking like bookshelves. So there's like burning pages flying all over the place.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a really cool image. I will say, just like, I don't know why this made me think about it, but it's just like we've talked about this on creative level of just like sometimes the difficulty and time investment to do bigger things.
Yeah.
And to be fair, like I can't draw. I have friends who are always very encouraging and very lovely, and they go like, "You could learn," and I'm like, "That's a lot of time," and I have so many other things that I also want to do. I'm very much a guy who chases so many different hobbies, right?
Yeah, I don't. To be honest, I don't know if you could like mentally handle learning art.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
no,
you know
like that's fine.
Because you know that feeling when you're like learning something or doing something and you feel like you plateaued. Art is that forever. Learning art is that forever. You almost never, and you get like the feeling of like actually making progress like once every 2 years, and the rest of the time you feel like you're in a plateau, and it's like it's constant.
Pretty much. I will say like the one thing I still really want to do is I want to do Blender just on the animation level. I don't want to necessarily be the one making assets.
Yeah.
Like I want to put things in motion, but like I've thought about it, and it's like, you know what? The only thing that I can see, like, if it wasn't for the horrible energy consumption and the other reasons, I would use AI for storyboarding. Not like for detailed characters, just stick people storyboarding.
Yeah.
I would
but
use
there's
it
like
for that.
I mean, like there's like definitely like some, but there's like so many negatives, which is like maybe
it would probably come out jank and not great either way. I would probably have to run through like 10 different iterations at the least, and it would still kind of come out fucked up.
Yeah.
Versus like, that's why like I'm more in the interest of when I commission, I usually get reference pictures, but if they don't necessarily exist to exactly what's in my mind's eye, I will take a picture of my face, not my face, of me doing the pose or like the action shot, and then I'll cut out my face.
Yeah.
And kind of just show like this is what I'm kind of going for.
No, and I can tell you, like,
because,
from every, like both for myself and from like every artist I know, if someone asks you to draw something, literally any like sort of like stick drawing is useful.
Yeah, no. As someone who like commissions a lot, just like one of my advices if you're starting is just like or just like if you really like art in general and you want to output art in any way, be it drawing or like commissioning people, get into the habit of saving images of cool things that you witness.
Yeah.
Like if it's an anime panel, if it's a manga panel, if it's an anime scene at a specific part or like stuff like that, literally just pause it, save it, and then keep a note for what you want to do with that kind of thing.
And like also just like in the real world, like your phone has a camera.
Yeah. Also that too. Like sometimes you'll witness really cool scenery. Like if you really care about backgrounds too, right? Or like maybe you can see like a statue doing a certain kind of cool pose or something. It just becomes very useful. It just becomes very useful, and every artist I've like approached, I always keep a zip file of like all the reference photos with the instructions on what this is kind of going for and what that's going for, and it helps. It definitely helps minimize like the kind of like room for error that can come because of miscommunication of ideas.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's the whole point, right? Is like, here's visual reference.
And it's also good for your like mind. Yeah. Like it's a good exercise for the mind. Yeah. To like pay that kind of attention and be looking and like, oh, that looks cool, like.
It will help your observational skills big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you do your week first.
Yeah, so, okay, first of all, like, I'm going to, like, rant a little bit about this stupid fucking computer. It gave me, like, the worst scare of my life.
What happened?
Okay, so, like, it was the old computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went to turn it on one day. Unfortunately, it wasn't for stream, so I could, like, take my time fixing it. But I went to turn it on because I wanted to, like, try something. And it didn't turn on. And it wasn't turning on. It wasn't, like, showing an image. And he started like making like some beeps. He started going like, but the thing is, because you know like the little beep computers make, you know, like they're used for a code, right? And if you get like the one short, it means like it's fine and the computer turns on.
Yeah.
But if you get like extra like different kinds of beeps, it means stuff. And you can use it to like evaluate what the issue is. But I was getting like one long and two short, so like beep 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 beep.
Okay.
And I started like reading. I look it up and like. In motherboards for the manufacturer, that means that like the graphics card is bad. Like it kind of like initialize there is some issue with the video output. It kind of like initialize video. So like the first thing you do when you're going to discard that is like you take the graphics card out, right, and you like connect it to like the integrated one. So I go and do that, and I disconnect the graphics card, and I try it again, and it keeps making the same fucking beeping noises. So it's like, okay, so like with like integrated chip die, so I changed the CPU, and it kept making the same noises. So I started like moving the RAM around, and it kept making the same noises, right? So I just like decided to put it all together again and hope like, oh, maybe it will work if I just like put it all together again. So I put it all together again, and instead of like doing that, it just starts like continuously beeping, like beep 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 beep, and it does that for like
terrifying.
And it does this for like I counted, it was like 63 times. It beeped 63 times. And I counted just in case it was relevant. So I decided to like, and again, like that is why I am so angry about the fact that it threw like the specific code it threw, because I was so focused on the idea that there was an issue with the video, right? Then it didn't occur to me to just take the fucking like CMOS battery out. You know the little like going battery? That,
Yeah.
It didn't occur to me to just like take the fucking thing out until like 40 minutes in.
Yeah.
But like I took the battery, I counted to like 60, like around a minute. And I put it back in and the computer just worked.
You know, I think I've had one battery issue before where I remember I had to press down on the battery.
Yeah.
And that was only once. I can't remember what it was for, but I want to say a laptop. But yeah, I completely forget that thing exists from time to time.
Yeah, so if I just like check the fucking battery first, I could have taken like an hour of work.
That's the nature of troubleshooting with computers. Like it's yeah.
And I also decided, I don't know if it's haunted or something. I also like at some point I also disconnected like the DVD drive, because for some reason every now and then when I turn on the computer, the DVD drive just opens by itself. So I thought like maybe there might be an issue there or something like that. But now I think it's just haunted.
I am the ghost of Windows XP.
I think my
house has my successor.
I think my house. I think
Which one?
I think my house might be haunted, because I keep like finding like weirdly like large handprints mirrored on the bathroom, and like they're bigger than like anyone in the house, and there's no one else here.
That ghost is just trying to wave hi.
Yeah. Or maybe just like he's like one of those people who like always fall when they go to the bathroom. So he's just like grabbing.
Maybe it's just the most clumsy fucking ghost.
Like I like the idea of like incompetent ghosts, like ghosts that are just like stupid people and like.
Because I think I think the same thing, right? Is just like every time someone talks about ghosts, they're like, oh, they transcend the the mortal realm, and they are now a threat to humanity in this very localized way. It's like,
what if you
They're
don't
still
actually
once a
change?
human.
What if you are always like a lame?
yeah, they were still a human at some point. Like, like if they were really that dangerous, I feel like the situation would be a global threat. They're just kind of like chilling in a house or something.
Yeah, just like.
So that immediately throws my suspicion on they don't really know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, and like, no, like for example, yesterday after I finished stream yesterday, I raided someone, and she was playing Paper Mario, like the original Paper Mario, except she was playing it like it was like Google translated back and forth 50 times.
Oh, that's a good one.
So it was like absolute nonsense, and it was like absolute nonsense, and it actually wasn't called Paper Mario anymore. It was called Book of Mario.
That actually kind of sounds cool, though.
Yeah, the Book of Mario. That sounds like a gospel, like the Book of Mario.
I'm thinking it sounds like I kind of think it sounds like a Grindhouse film.
In the beginning, God had a Stromboli. And he was confused why it wasn't the same thing as a calzone.
In the beginning, God had made a toilet. And on day 2,
it clogged.
It was clogged.
That's like, and she was like, and when she was like introducing herself, like, after we rated, she was like, okay, so yeah, this is Book of Mario. And I was like, what the hell is this text? Is this like Google translated 50 times? And she was like, yeah, this is the copy of Paper Mario I got like in the back of like the Taco Bell at 2 a.m. and I was like, yeah, I see, it's haunted. It's haunted, except the ghost isn't actually evil. He just like doesn't know English very well. It's like, I'm trying my best, dude. I just know I know not. And I like the idea of that. Ghosts are just like bad at doing stuff. Like they're not actually evil. They're just like bad at like doing stuff. It's just like ghost incompetence.
Yeah, because I feel like with ghosts it's just like you don't know shit. Like it's just like you're here because you don't know why. Like you have some unfinished business.
And you don't even know what it is.
You either don't know what it is or you do know, and you're kind of just like shit out of luck on fixing it. So it's like I don't know how to feel intimidated.
What happens if like the person you have unfinished business with dies like the next day? Are you just like both stuck now?
Well, I mean, like maybe you have a talk out and then you both like pass on. But then like I don't know. There are a lot of questions.
No, I like the idea that you get like contracts. Like okay, you have to haunt this person for the next 20 years, and then the person died, and he's like, dude, I'm not going to get anywhere. I still have to haunt you for like 19 years. What the fuck? Why did you die?
I guess we're like ghost roommates in this place. You want to like haunt these people together?
Yeah.
I think one of my favorites is like the guy who it was the YouTube short where the guy refuses to leave this haunted house because the rent is low.
Yeah.
And it's just like throws a chair at him.
Like this question comes up every now and then. Like, would you like buy a murder house? Like a house where a murder happens? And he's like, yes. Yes, I fucking would.
Yeah.
It's probably very cheap.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, it is. It's extremely cheap. I find it so funny that real estate has to account for ghost fear.
Yeah.
Cause okay, there has to be some stories. Like, okay, in a situation where there was a murder, right? You have to really understand the context. It's like, okay, was it because this area is a little dangerous? Is it known for crime? Okay, yeah, probably not. But if it's just like this woman cheated on her husband and then he went insane and killed her, the adulterer, and then himself, all in this same house, I'm like, that sounds like a fucking them problem.
Yeah. I'm not cheating on anyone. I'm not worried about anything.
I'm just in my house. I'm chilling. It's like,
well,
what if they're ghosts haunt you? It's like, well, they're gonna have the most awkward fucking polycule ever.
Yeah.
Because I don't give a fuck about their problems.
Yeah.
I pay for here now.
I'm gonna check if one of the ghosts is hot, and then I'm going to fuck the ghost.
I'd rather not. I don't know if ghost STDs could be a possibility.
A ghost pregnancy? Can you imagine? It's just like there's like. Well, that's like technically a stillbirth because the baby is dead, but like it was supposed to be dead from the beginning, so like I don't know.
There are some shows or movies or universes where ghosts have babies with other ghosts. So like, do they just make the soul matter? Or is it just like a dead baby who existed? Right? like there's so many Yeah.
Like there's like
and it's a reincarnation.
there's like an announcement board, and like the announcement board is like, okay, here's today's dead babies to pick from. Take your pick.
Take your pick. They're gonna load in your belly, and then you're gonna give birth to him. He's like, do we have to do that part? Can't we just do an adoption thing? No. Alright.
Maybe it's like the robots thing, you know, that movie where like they order there's like an animated movie about robots and they order a baby.
They order a baby?
Yeah, they order, like male order a baby and they get like the kit for assembling the baby.
You're talking about artificial intelligence, though?
No, it's like an animated movie about robots. I think it's actually just called Robot.
No, the movie's... Oh, okay, because there was a movie called Artificial Intelligence where these two parents get a robot child because they can't conceive their own, but then somehow they miraculously get their own. And then the robot child, since it's hard programmed to pretty much love its parents, is kind of freaking out, so they abandon it. And then he's lost in the ocean, and then thousands of years pass. And they make him a robot mom to love him.
No, but like,
and they both kind of like malfunction.
I know it. I know it is not that movie.
Show me this?
I know it is not that movie because I know what movie you're talking about because like it has like the Sixth Sense kid in it.
Yeah.
And I know like the movie I'm talking about is not live action.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, and it's like a world where like everyone is a robot, and at some point like the main couple wants to get pregnant, so they just like order a baby for like a kid for like making a baby.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, like, a bunch of animated series kind of dance around it, and it's like, here's the stork!
Why are you using my camera then?
There's an episode of Gumball where Richard, the dad, has a job as a pizza delivery man, and none of the family can really believe it because he's a deadbeat. Not in a bad way, he's just so woefully incompetent that he would never be able to hold a job.
Yeah, like me.
And so like, at some point, Gumball and Darwin, they start delivering pizzas for him to help him cover his shifts. But you know how Gumball has different characters that are all different like things, like they might be like origami or like paper mache or like an animated character or whatever?
A little bit, like I never actually watched that show, but I have seen some.
Well, you see how they're like different species and objects and anthropomorphized, right? And they're all kind of like coexisting. Gumball and Darwin bring a pizza to a couple whose heads are pizzas. And they open the pizza. It's like, here's your delicious pizza. It's like, it's a boy. And then they're like, oh, we're so happy that you're happy. And then the pizza slides off of the box and onto the stairs. Sauce first, covering the stairway. And the parents looking horror, standing still. And Gumball's like, all right, bye. Just
my baby, you dropped my baby.
I was watching, like, this is a kid's show and I'm watching it, and it's like, that is extremely dark if you dissect it for more than 2 seconds.
That's a dead baby.
Oh, like, holy shit.
Like, can you imagine going to a hospital and you give birth and then they just, like, drop your baby and the baby dies?
Do you get, like, an insurance policy, essentially?
I don't know if it kicks on yet. I think there's, like a timer.
God damn it. That's so messed up. Dark joke incoming. Your doctor drops your baby and goes, 5-second rule. Picks them up. Oh, this is a bad.
Oh yeah, like I forgot to tell you guys. You know, like earlier when we were playing Jackbox and we were looking at my input on the job, and there was one like, don't you fucking say anything or she will not date me. You know that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the prompt for that one was like, what do you say if your coworker catches you like eating food off the floor?
So yeah, I guess this is technically both our weeks. So Candy and I, we had 2 Jackbox nights per this month. I usually try hosting them and coordinating them because we have like 10 people in server, so and we're all different time zones, so it gets hard to organize a night.
And some have work, some are studying.
Yeah, so like. Yeah, pretty much. So I have to like get their schedules from a when to meet, and then I put up like a poll on which days work, and then 2 days tied, and we're like, okay, we'll have 2 because some people can't make the first day and other people's can't. So the first day it was only like half of us, which is fine, and then finally like most of us showed up, like 80% of us, and it was chaos as per expected. Everyone went off the rails and as unhinged as usual. So. I mean, I'm glad we all had fun, and there were a lot of moments. I still have it. I have to send you and the server the many
horrible
eyebrow-raising
things with it.
screenshots. Yeah. But it was fun. Jackbox is always fun. I gotta end up getting Jackbox 11 at some point so we can all test out those new games. But yeah. It was fun.
Okay, so my week, other than the computer, other than that,
And Jackbox.
more
Other than
homework,
Jackbox.
more homework, and I streamed 3 times this week. I'm starting to get like
Was
back
it
to the
Hades?
schedule. I did some Hades, yes,
Okay.
and we also started 2 new games.
Are they short games?
No.
Why are you like this?
Okay, in my defense, in my defense,
No.
we made some Hades progress. I think I beat Chronos twice, so we made some progress. Like twice in one go. So we made progress.
Remember literally last podcast when I said finish this shit you have?
Yeah. I mean, like in my defense, one of those games was already like on the plan, because that is why the other PC is for. We started.
What are the
playing
games?
Oblivion.
Oh, well, to be fair, you know Oblivion like the back of your hand.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the other one?
Breath of the Wild, because I really wanted to.
Oh my.
And in my defense, the thing is like there is like the normal difficulty, and there's also like an extra difficulty called Master Mode that is like super hard. And I had never played that one before, so we were actually getting a lot of like almost as if the game was new again, because I've been trying. I have been forced to learn new stuff, and to like.
That's good.
And Adore almost killed me.
I'll just ask, why not Tears of the Kingdom?
Because it's not good to emulate yet.
Oh, okay.
Or no, actually, no. Wink. I don't have a Switch too. Wink.
Oh yeah.
Wink. Just like I'm definitely playing Breath of the Wild on my overclocked Wii U that runs at a 60 FPS. Wink. Wink. No, but yeah, like like how Breath of the Wild has like a little area at the beginning that is like a mini open world that you have to complete before you get the paraglider.
Yeah.
That took 5 hours to complete, and I died like 30 times because Master Mode is no fucking joke.
I'd imagine if you're bothering with like. If you're bothering with the situation where it's like, hey, we've added this thing in post where it's like a higher difficulty tier, then yeah.
Master Mode is no fucking joke, like, because like the thing it does is like, okay, so like everything makes more damage, right? Everything does more damage. You also don't get any like, you also not, because like by default the game has like 1-hit protection.
Yeah.
So like if an attack is going to like kill you in 1 hit, instead you just like ending it like a quarter heart instead of dying. So like the game is like the game has like a system to protect you from like dying on the first shot. That is gone. So you can so you can get 1 hit from you can get 1 hit from full health, and the game doesn't care. And like every enemy is replaced by like the tier up. So you know how
okay. So like they're kind of like evolved counterparts. Okay.
Yeah. So you know how like there are like multiple colors of like the different enemies, and like every color is like more difficult. Every enemy is replaced with like the next
one higher above. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So that means there are like on the first area there are multiple enemies that have way too much life for the weapons you have, and that can kill you in 1 hit. So you have to get creative.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I do like they make another thing, and that is like every now and then randomly you get like a floating platform that spawns, right?
Okay.
And if you manage to like get and this like attached to like those floating octopuses. Well, the thing is like the floating platform usually spawns above like water, like very deep water or something like that. So if you just drop it, everything on the floating platform disappears. But if you like manage to drop it on the right weight or to like land on the platform or something like that, it usually has to like pretty good weapons and loot in there.
Okay.
So it is like a little bit of balance. Like the game is giving you chances.
Yeah, balance. Like it's
like mini puzzles that give you like a better fighting chance, like giving you like better weapons and whatever.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that like I was gonna say like you'd be totally outclassed for a very good part. Like usually in those types of difficulty settings, it's like it's early to mid game that's gonna suck the most.
Yeah.
But that's a nice way to.
Yeah, the game is giving you some choices, some options. Well, we managed to get out of the Great Plateau and onto the the mainland, and we got a horse. It took like 40 minutes to get a fucking horse, but we got a horse.
Yeah, I forget. I got all three of the major horses. I got like Ganondorf's horse. I got like fucking Link, like Epona, and then I got I think Zelda's horse or like a descendant, the descendants of those horses.
Right now we just have a horse.
You know, it was one of my biggest gripes with like BOT1 on the amiibo shit.
Yeah.
Is like you always having to like put it back because like I just wanted Wolfling in my adventures. Just let me save and have him around.
Yeah.
Rather than me having to tap the thing every time I like start up the game.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. I made a rule. I'm not going to like go for any amiibos because you can spawn like very powerful like items with the amiibos. You can spawn like special weapons and whatever.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, no, I just did Wolflink solely because the idea of the adventures of man and his dog against the world is something I will always go for. But like even then the Wolflink one was weird because in order for you to maximize to get him to be actually survivable, in which like you know durable rather, is like you'd have to have the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess amiibo that had Midna and Wolflink.
Yeah, you have to like complete a quest on Twilight Princess.
Yeah, and then that will scale up your hearts to the maximum for Wolflink. Otherwise, he only has like 3 hearts in Breath of the Wild, in which he just dies very fast.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Okay, so I'm going to show you.
And then you have to wait for a cooldown time to bring him back, I think.
I'm going to show you 2 things.
Okay.
The first thing I'm going to show you is the fucking Oblivion character. Because we had to go for the fucked up character, right? We had to. So I hold my beauty.
Oh.
Why did the window capture disappear?
I'm thanking God for it. Why do you look like a fucking Warner Brothers character who got punched in the face?
I don't know. Let me go to like... Maybe if I go here.
Ah.
Okay. Maybe it will work now. Okay. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful.
Wait. Let me hear something on the stream. You talk.
What? What's going on?
Wait, keep talking.
Why did the window disappear again? What the fuck?
You left the background music on.
Oh yeah. I kinda want to leave it there. Like it's low and it's nice. Relaxing.
Okay. The perfect music to be talking about dropping like babies in the hospital.
You know it. Why does it not want me to... It doesn't want to capture my window. What the fuck? Okay. Screen capture, I guess. I can crop it.
Okay. So how are the Oblivion and how is the Oblivion stream? How is the Hades stream? How is the... Well, you already told me how the Breath of the Wild stream is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Display capture.
So how are the...
They were fun. They were fun.
Okay. How long did you go for on each of them?
I think like I went for like 5 hours each.
Oh, that's pretty... Yeah, okay. That's good.
And it was very interesting. I was looking to the chat when we were playing Breath of the Wild. I was talking about this. About the fact that like... The way games like trick you. When it comes to like the size. Of the maps.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I was showing them like a picture of like... I got to like the highest point on the Great Plateau. And I was like pointing at the like highest point on like the entire map of like... And have you ever played Breath of the Wild?
Yes.
You have like any idea of like... In your mind, like, are you able to like imagine like the differences between like the highest mountains and how they look on the horizon?
God, how many times have I actually looked at the horizon though? Because I want to say the highest mountain that I remember was that snowy region way far off.
Yeah.
To get to the tower.
Maybe I can show you.
But like even if you looked into the horizon, I swear there was like a snowstorm and you kind of like didn't get a good gauge of the entirety of the place.
Okay. First of all, let's continue looking at my Oblivion character. Absolute beauty.
God damn you.
Isn't she beautiful?
They just look like they got punched in the face in a Warner Brothers skit.
Yeah, that's what, but like, I like how like different your mind is to mine, because I went to the same I went to the same place basically, except in my mind I was thinking about that scene on like Pan's Labyrinth when someone gets their like face caved in with a bottle. It was like fundamentally the same place, except you are funny and I'm violent. Which is a pretty good descriptor, I think.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so I'm also going to show you a clip, which is like the funniest thing. Like honestly, like I don't know how that happened, but like it's honestly like my favorite thing that has happened to me on a game in a very long time. I was just playing Breath of the Wild like a normal person, right? And then a fucking door tried to kill me.
A door?
Yes, a door.
Okay. I need to see this.
How do I go like full screen? Guess I can copy the link. Copy the link. You get it? Copy the link. Haha.
Very good, Candy.
I know. I'm a master of comedy. Yeah, I have no fucking idea how this happened. Also, I'm upside down and small. Don't worry about it.
What the fuck?
Are you sure?
Oh.
Ow!
Yeah. Okay. So the momentum. That's super funny. I've never had that happen to me before.
It just hit me. And it's like a lot of strength. It is like...
Yeah. That never occurred to me to be a possibility.
Because I was just looking at how pretty the reflections on the chest look. I was just looking at that. So I guess I was too close. Oh.
Yeah, I'm genuinely surprised that's actually a thing.
Yeah, okay, and let me just like find the VOD for the Breath of the Wild stream so I can like show you what I mean with like the horizon and whatever. Content. Video producer. Let me see actually if I can find like the exact point where that happened. It was on the second stream. Because I don't know, I feel like the universe doesn't want me to stream Breath of the Wild.
Well, it's telling you you're playing a lot of long games in conjunction.
Because like, okay, so like, the first time I tried to stream it, my internet died. And it didn't come back for like 3 hours, so I had to just like end stream, like no other choice. The second time I played it, after 2 hours my power died. And I was able to get it back, but like, that's not very nice of you.
Yeah, that's...
Internet.
I like how passive that sounds, like passive aggressive.
This game is so fucking pretty, dude.
There we go.
Like it is like very very beautiful game. Like there's something about like the way the colors.
Oh yeah, no, Breath of the Wild's amazing. We talked about this way back when it came out too. I mean, like so many people did, but like yeah.
Yeah, and like I remember that it was funny. And the people were comparing it to like Horizon Zero Dawn because it was like coming out like the same time.
Oh, it was so unfavorable for Horizon.
Yeah, and this is like, yeah, Horizon looks good, I guess, like technically. But like Breath of the Wild is so much prettier actually.
Because it's like stylized. It's like actually kind of memorable because of that.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the specific part of the stream where I was looking at the tallest mountain. Okay. Yeah, this looks good. So like look at like that peak. Which as I understand that is the tallest peak on Breath of the Wild, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like how high up do you think that is?
I don't know what units of measure I could possibly give.
In meters. In meters. How high up do you think that is?
I don't fucking know.
Well, like perceptually, how does it look? How tall does it look?
I don't, dog, my visualization skills, I don't know, like okay, let me see. Oh, you can, okay, rotate for me. I want to see like
I'm not
you
playing the
versus the
game.
ground.
I'm just like watching my board. I cannot rotate.
Oh, you son of.
No, but like
okay.
I'm looking down at it.
Oh, okay. Pause there. Hmm. I'm getting like a unit of measure as a reference because there's a specific thing. Okay. So the thing is, Link isn't even particularly tall, so I have to keep that into account.
He's 5'8", I think, 5'7".
He's 5'7"?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's 172.
I'm gonna say. Wait, rewind it so I can see the floor. Okay. 35 to 45 meters.
The mountain?
I'm guessing this kind of I'm getting like a false perception because you make it sound like it's shorter than it is.
Yeah, but like you're going like all the way down. It is 750 something.
Oh, because I was just like, is this gonna be a surprise where I'm just like, okay.
But let's talk out scale for a second. Let's look at the screenshot for example again. Look at like at that mountain in the background, right?
Yeah.
How tall and how far away do you think it is? Like just how on a feeling, how does it feel? How far away and how tall does it feel?
Well, it definitely feels like it's taller than what you're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like... You said you're 700 meters right now?
No. This is like, right now I'm standing at like 300, 400.
I'm gonna say that has to be taller and in the distance, so I'm gonna say like, I don't know, 700 meters?
Yeah, that is
600
like,
meters?
that mountain is like around 680, around there.
Okay, yeah.
And how far away does it look? How far away does it feel?
Oh god. You're asking like the worst person. Let's see. 10 kilometers?
No. It is about 4.
Okay.
So like, and you know why? You know why you think it's farther away?
Why?
Because of the fog.
Oh yeah.
Because like in the real world, the reason you get like that like blue haze on like distant objects is atmospheric scattering, and that only starts happening at around like 15 kilometers.
Interesting.
So your brain sees that fog and it thinks, okay, so that thing is like 10, 50 kilometers away. And in reality, it's maybe 4 or 5.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And I was just talking about like how interesting it is, like the way video games play with scale to like trick you, because like 700 meters in the real world is not a mountain. That's that's a particularly big hill.
Are you sure? Wait, no. How tall is a mountain? There's no universally accepted height that defines a mountain, but it is generally considered to be at least 600 meters, about 2,000 feet.
Yeah, okay, so it is a dwarf mountain. It is like the tiniest one.
Okay.
But like for example, like the mountain I live in right now is like 4,000 and something.
How tall is Mount Everest?
So Mount Everest is 8,000 and 700 or something.
8,850. Yeah.
Yeah, so like 600 meters for a mountain is like dwarf. It is like an overgrown hill, basically. So the fact that the tallest point on this game is like basically just like that, and yet it actually still feels like a mountain.
Yeah, no, it is pretty explosive. Like, it is pretty good on how it like plays it. I mean, like the only time, because again, I'm very terrible with visualizing scale. There are things that do put into perspective. Like one of the easiest ones to look at, and the design is something kind of like akin is Shadow of the Colossus, where it has the birds in contrast to the colossi. Like they'll fly, and then so you get a like what feels like a cripplingly huge feeling that's dwarfing you. even before you're going up close to these things.
And that is again a trick, because like, have you ever actually looked up close at the beers? Like, are they actually like beard size, or they're smaller?
That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure, because the colossi themselves are only like, I think there are actual official numbers on how tall or long they are.
And like, to be fair, like the colossus are actually, I think the colossus are probably like on real scale. But yeah, but your brain is like very bad at like, and that is the thing like games are like playing on, is that the fact that your brain is very bad after a certain point, your brain doesn't know numbers anymore.
Yeah.
So like, it is very hard, for example, to tell the fact that like the entirety of the world of Breath of the Wild, all of that, all of this, all that you see, all the like distant horizon and all like the scale of the map, it is like contained on like an 8x8 kilometer box. That's around the size of the map of Breath of the Wild. It's around like 8x8 kilometers. So it is like around the size of a city. And not even a particularly big one. And Breath of the Wild is like one of the bigger maps as far as like video games go. Because like, for example, Oblivion is like 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers. It is not very big. Like I can walk that distance in like 2 hours. 4 kilometers I can walk in 2 hours. It's not that big.
Yeah, no. Right now I'm just like I'm checking the colossi heights, and they're all very fascinating. I never took into account like these sizes. I don't even believe some of these sizes. Jesus.
So things are never like video games just prey on that. Like they use like tricks like fog and like the shadows and like scale like of things. Because if the map is smaller, then the mountains being smaller, they still look like taller anyway. Because they're taking a lot, because the like trail of the mountain, the skirt of the mountain is taking a lot of space relative to the size of the map. And because the fog is like closer than it is in real life, your brain is assuming that it is closer than it is in real life. That's how the brain works. Like the brain is bad at like numbers after a certain point. So like your brain
it just can't.
So like your brain is not actually able to tell the difference between a mountain that is 600 meters and a mountain that is 2,000.
Yeah, no, it couldn't possibly.
And I just like, and I was like, you know, how like that and like all of the things video games have to like trick you into like thinking like work. It's fascinating how much a video game is just like being a magician and like distracting people to look the other way.
Sleight of hand. Yeah. And display. Yeah, I mean, like, we've talked about like certain tricks in like animation and camera work that is just like, oh yeah, there's no way this character could humanly do this shit within this given time span, but it's like, it's just cool to do it.
And like sometimes I think that like, sometimes I think, for example, that like the way in like Dragon Age Inquisition, you get a horse, right? And the horse has a sprint button. Except when you sprint the horse, it doesn't actually go any faster because they didn't have time to program that in. It's just the camera, the FOV of the camera getting wider.
Okay.
But it's worth, but like because the FOV being wider makes like the objects on like the edges of the screen look like they're moving faster. It still works.
Fair.
And that's something like a lot of racing games, like if there's a reason like the Forza games feel faster than the Gran Turismo games, despite the fact like both games are using like the same like kind of like laser scanned data for like the tracks. So like the tracks are the same size. And like they are both using the same kind of like manufacturer provided like car data, so the cars are going at the same speed. But like so like they're actually like, as far as speed goes, like in the raw numbers, they are like way closer than you might think. They're like basically like exactly the same. And the sizes of the tracks are also like exactly the same because they're like using like satellite scans and like stuff like that. But Forza games feel a lot faster than Gran Turismo games. And that is because Gran Turismo games have a very narrow field of view. Forza games have like a wider one. And that is the only reason. They feel faster. Literally the only difference.
I do love kind of like that optical trickery shit that like fucks with your senses or your perception of things. Here for my watch streak, but I can't actually watch right now because of evilness.
Evilness? What kind of evilness? Are you like watching like an anime or a villainess or something? I know those are popular right now.
I feel like those were popular a while ago. I don't know if they're still as relevant outright.
I think there's one going in this season that is very popular.
Okay, because like they're just kind of like isekai subgenre, right?
Yeah.
Usually, so. And that's not to denote it. Hey, power to you if you like it. I know I have plenty of friends who are very into it. Many of the Fujoshi tend to be.
I mean, there's a lot of potential for that particular kind of like engagement.
I'm sure. It's fun. Go wild. Go crazy. Have fun.
And like again, going back to like this, like imagine how big some like video game maps feel. And think about the fact that the large majority of video game maps are no bigger than 10 by 10 kilometers.
Now that's actually an interesting...
Like the vast majority of video game maps are like not that big.
Well, yeah, and then sometimes like a lot of them will just compensate because of the fact that you have to walk. And since there are so many things going around in the city, right? There's no real reason to have a huge map.
Yeah, like
where it's taking too long to traverse from one point to another.
Yeah, like The Witcher 3 and GTA 5 are both like around the same size as Breath of the Wild. Skyrim is like a third of the size.
Because yeah, it all varies on like your method of transport, right?
Yeah. And like and a lot of like video games do that. For example, like one of my favorite things I would like watching videos about like Armored Core 6 is because the game is running on the same engine as like Elden Ring. You can actually like move assets from one game to the other if you know how to mod them, right?
Yeah.
And the most surprising part
is
is
there
that
was like some mod shit where they had bosses in one game to the other.
Yeah, and the most surprising part about that is that the models on like Armored Core are actually to scale, like they're 1-to-1.
Oh, that's awesome.
So like the robots are actually 12 meters tall when you like port them into Elden Ring.
That's pretty rad.
And like the reason that's weird is because like normally you don't do that. Normally what you do is you make the robots like human-sized, and then you make the trees like child-sized.
Yeah.
And your brain assumes that means the robots are big.
Yeah, for scale.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Godzilla trick. It's the Godzilla trick. A dude like a rubber suit looks bigger than
old tokusatsu, yeah. But it's like, for some reason, there are some games where it's like, as soon as you see it, you can kind of tell immediately.
Yeah, and it gets crazier. Like again, like the scale, but like in the other way. Things being like, because like your brain can also like trick you in the other way and make you feel like something is way smaller than it actually is. There's a boss in Armored Core 6 that is like a giant robotic worm. Right? Turns out when you like flatten the worm, like lay him straight, and you put him on top of the Elden Ring map, it is like twice the size of like the entirety of Elden Ring.
Jesus fuck. Are we including the DLC portion of the map too?
No, this was before that.
Oh, okay.
But like the singular like enemy from like Armored Core 6 is like bigger than like the entire map.
I do like the idea of just like these immortals just going like, ah, yes, this is what we must do to keep stability. And then I walked in with my giant fuck off tank.
Yeah. No, yeah, like the, and like again, from software does that a lot, to like also like make you feel like helpless. To like increase the like feeling of like adversity of those games. They always make the player character shorter than everyone else. And that's something people don't notice necessarily. But like your player character is always like 4'11". And everyone else is like 2 meters tall.
To be short. Yeah. I mean, I've talked about like, because again, it's kind of more easy to design around that when your player character's small, right? Because a lot of those types of games, you have to be like the agile type or something like that.
Yeah.
And like having your characters be equal size can sometimes be difficult. There are exceptions, like Devil May Cry, if you're facing certain human characters, but again, you're usually fighting characters that are larger than you.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's easier to keep track of with your eyes.
Yeah.
And then kind of like understand your own relative position rather than getting mixed up outright.
Yeah, but like in From Software games, like even the other humans are like way bigger than you. Even the other like normal humans are way bigger than you.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, not way bigger. They're like all bigger.
No, NPCs no, but like enemies, yes.
Yeah. And that is like, like they're doing it for like the feeling of help and like to like the adversity, to like get the feeling of adversity.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just a lot of stuff like that, like play a third-person shooter, like any third-person shooter, and look at how big the doors actually are.
Yeah.
Because the doors in like third-person
yeah.
games are usually like twice the size.
Yeah, they're like stupidly huge. You're just like, what the fuck is this? This is like a warehouse door.
Yeah, because the camera wouldn't work otherwise, so they have to.
Yeah, exactly. It would
But
be
it is
very
like
awkward.
it is
to,
close
like,
enough
stand
that your
behind
brain
you.
can like ignore it if you squint.
Yeah.
But like in order to like make it
Or
look like normal, they also make like all the props like a little bit bigger.
It's like the most I mean, to be fair, like, yeah, a lot of it is trickery on the 3D. It's much harder to pass off on the 2D. It's very easy to just think of any Metroidvania where you're smaller than everyone else. Because, right? Like Hollow Knight, Shovel Knight, right? But like on 3D, it's like, yeah, I guess it is kind of important to just like not completely to try hiding it, I guess, depending on the game. Like, because in FromSoft, you're right, it is the adversity part, but like you're also going into grand structures, right? Like cathedrals and whatever.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that the doors are big and stuff like that. And it just, since you're already small, it just feels like much more vast.
Yeah. And Tika was like,
but it would feel really weird if you were playing like an action game that was kind of like more hack and slashy, and you're just like, why the fuck is this door like weirdly sized?
Yeah. And like games do that with distance a lot too. Like for example, like think about how often you're playing a game and there's a mountain in the distance and you're going to a tunnel, you walk for a little bit and you're in the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Because after a certain amount of like walking, your brain assumes that like, yeah, that was enough distance. That makes sense. We're close enough. Your brain doesn't, your brain isn't actually counting the steps and like taking measurements. You just like assume like you walk long enough. Yeah, whatever. That works. Because like your brain is very bad at numbers. The human brain is not good at numbers. And at scale, the human brain is not good at scaling stuff. Like I feel like for example, I feel like a lot of people don't really understand how big a whale is. Like, you know, a whale is big, but like, well, like you look at the like graphs comparing the size of a whale with a person, and it feels more like the person is small than the whale being big.
Yeah, you are right. The way our scale goes, we kind of like make the bigger thing the standard versus the smaller thing.
Yeah, so you don't really get an idea about how big a whale is until you're like right next to the whale.
Well, it's also just like the thing of like space, right? Like once you start scaling like the planets and then like the huge fucking stars that like make us look like a fucking atom. Like, yeah, it's too wild. It's too wild for your brain to even compute.
And like same thing for like you don't really understand the size of the pyramids of Giza, for example, until you see a picture of someone standing next to the bricks and the bricks are taller than them.
Yeah, exactly. Because like everyone sees like the distance shot where they see like the peak like behind them, right? But like, yeah.
Yeah. No, like the pyramids of Giza are very tall. They're like 140 meters. And the thing that is big enough for your brain to like assume that it's a mountain if you put it in a video game. Despite the fact that mountains are not 140 meters. And like,
what's that fucking structure? Hold on. I gotta remember the specific landmark. It's the Victory Arch. That shit looks so rad. And I could never truly grasp like the sense of scale. You know what I'm talking about? The two hands like holding the swords.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Isn't it like in Iraq, Iran? One of those countries.
Yeah, but it's also like pretty huge when you think about it. But most photos you see of people near it is like it's going to always show the top point because yes, you want to show the entirety of the landmark.
Yeah, you want to show like the whole like.
Yeah, exactly. But then if you had a person like stand up to it, it's like, oh, they're not even like close to like that base's like upper door thing, or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, there's just like, and I think like the Arc of Triumph in France is also bigger than it looks.
I'm gonna look at it. Oh yeah. Wait, was I here?
What?
What part of? Because I was in France when I was in high school.
Oh.
For a visit. I forget if I was here because I did see some landmarks.
Rough Guard.
Yeah, because it's been years.
I mean, I never been outside of my state.
I don't think I was here. Maybe I wasn't here. Maybe I'm just thinking of another fucking arch. Where are you in France?
I'm not in France.
Oh, in Paris. I wasn't in. Yeah, I wasn't in Paris for too long.
Yeah, but like it's possible that you saw another one, because that is like the most famous one, but there's a lot of those.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like it looks very like, you know, of course, like certain structures are gonna have either replicas or just have the same like kind of design philosophy.
No, but like the thing is like the Arc of Triumph is like a thing. There is like there was like a movement of like architecture just building stuff like that. So there's actually like a lot of them. That is just like the most famous one.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Matter of fact, there are two in Paris actually. there are actually
two. That's wild.
There's actually two of them in Paris.
I'll meet you at the Arch. Which one?
There is one that is called just the Arc of Triumph, and there is one that is called the Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel. And they're different, because like the one that is like on the center of the city only has one door, and the one that is in front of the Louvre has 3 doors. I mean, 3 archways. Like, they're like, I mean, like, there are 2 that I know of. There may be more.
Why do you have so many fucking arches?
So yeah, look, these two arcs are like on Paris, both of them. Where did he put the picture? Where did the picture go?
I'm very fucking hungry right now.
And they're like similar. They're like similar enough that you might think there's only one, unless you're like actually like thinking about it.
Because I was like thinking, because this design kind of looks familiar to something I saw, but I don't know if it
these
was
two
like,
these things are 2 different. These are 2 different monuments in Paris, in different places.
Well, no, I can see the differences there though.
Yeah, but like if you're just like upset, when they're next to each other, you can see they're different. But if you're just like thinking about like a big door in Paris, you don't realize there's 2.
True, because like the immediate thing are the pillars standing out to me and the concave, like yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying, the one has 1 and the other has 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like one of them is like.
Yeah, go ahead.
One of them is like in like a city, in like one of the city centers, and the other one is like next to the Louvre.
Okay. You know, size is always just like scale, and size is just always a cool thing to play with on a visual element for a lot of media.
Yeah, like
There's
everyone knows.
Some kind of human nature primal brain thing where we go big scary.
Yeah, like I was thinking sometimes I think about like the size of like Mount Olympus, but like not the one that is on Earth. That is so annoying. The fact that like the one on Mars is also called Mount Olympus, like in Latin.
Yeah.
Olympus Mons. That's just another mountain called Mount Olympus on like the other planet.
I would find that funnier if like we mastered space colonization and we just started naming shit the same shit on both planets.
I mean, we do that. How many fucking Yorks are there? How many fucking like Alexandrias? We just do that.
True, but but it gets even fucking funnier.
Yeah.
Because like on the space level, I was like, I'm from New York. From which planet?
Look, can you imagine like the fucking like? Can you imagine like the fucking like pain in the ass? Like, oh no, my package isn't like New York, but Mars.
Amazon.
I'm never going to get that.
What the hell? You put the wrong like postal code for the planet. It's like planet postal code.
Yeah, but like everyone knows that like Mount Olympus on Mars is like the biggest mountain in the solar system, right?
Yeah. Well, it's technically in a volcano as well.
Yeah. What nobody talks about is that it is actually like a very squat mountain. Like the steepness of the.
It's not steep at all. It's like very flat too.
Yeah. And that means that as far as like wide, it is the size of fucking Poland.
That's pretty funny.
It is the size. If you were to put the thing on top of Poland, it would cover the entire thing like a lid.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a conventional. It's kind of cool to visualize it because like if you were to visualize it from the ground from Mars, it would look like a giant fucking wall. And once you get to the top, it's just like a flat floor. There's no. But it just from the distance, you'd be like, look at that giant fucking fortress wall.
Yeah.
It's like no.
No, but like just imagine that. Okay, but imagine that. Imagine seeing that and knowing it is the size of Poland. That fortress is the size of Poland.
Yeah, you could.
Like the entire country of Poland.
It would throw your mind because like if I tried walking from one end to the other of this fucking thing, it could take God knows how long.
I will die.
I can't even calculate it. Yeah, probably would.
Actually,
yeah.
you know what? I'm going to go to Google Maps. I'm going to pick like a random village on like the north of Poland. And then I'm going to like set a route to a random village on the south of Poland. And I'm going to tell you how much that will take.
Okay.
Because you can pick walking. Poland. Why is Google Maps so slow? Poland. Okay, so I'm going to pick a random village. Let's go to Nechirse. Nekorse? How is it pronounced? Naturese. Nechirse. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Okay, the directions from here. To. Oh. Why does Google Map hide the borders when you're going to like pick a route? Why is this fucking thing so slow today? Jesus fucking Christ. And let's go to here. Let's remove this. Yeah, so that will be 187 hours.
That's... Ew. Like, no.
So, walking like 10 hours a day, that's...
16...
18 days,
no,
basically. If you walk 10 hours 18? A day. If you walk 10 hours a day, that's like around like 19 days. Walking 10 hours a day. At like a steady pace.
Oh, you said 187?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a situation where you, for some reason, if you're deciding to do this, you are walking and you just sleep. Like, it is 16 hours a day. Because what are you gonna do when you top camp on a volcano? Like, in the barren fucking
so
emptiness. You might as
maybe
well
around 12 days then. Maybe around 12 days. Yeah, so like that fucking mountain takes 12 days to like go from like one end to the other.
Yeah, that's
And that's weird of thinking about the fact that like it may not be like super steep, but like for half of the time you're still going like up.
Yeah. I don't like thinking about it. I don't like thinking about walking on any surfaces like of different planets. I just don't. There's something that weirds me the fuck out of it. Especially like if it's Olympus Mountain, because it's like, hey, that's still a volcano.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's another thing. Is if you look at like pictures of Everest, it doesn't even look that tall because like every mountain around it is also like very tall. So it doesn't even look that tall.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a measurement of that. It is like called prominency, how prominent a mountain is.
Yeah. Olympus Mons has not shown signs of any volcanic activity for about 25 million years. But it is possible that it could become active again in the future. Man, volcanoes are some bullshit. Just pick a lane.
Yeah, he's like, are you alive or are you dead?
You didn't. Yeah, just retire, motherfucker.
Like if you just look at a random picture of like, I mean, let's just pick this one. I like this one. I like this one. Give me a second. My internet is very slow today. I don't know why. Not my internet, my computer.
Oh, okay.
Maybe because I have like 40,000 tabs open. Probably doesn't help.
Babe, you need to get rid of them.
No.
Just save some of the images of whatever porn you have and close some.
No. I cannot.
Why?
Because I need them.
Why?
For references.
Then save them and put them in a folder and sort them.
Okay, I think this picture is good actually. Yeah, this is good at like illustrating the point I was trying to make. It's like I think like if you just like at random pictures of them. Wait, that's the wrong picture. Welcome.
Welcome.
At least that was like a nice picture to like drag by accident. That could have been like very bad. That could have been very bad. Okay,
Stream down.
So that's Everest, right?
Yeah.
This is the Kilimanjaro. And I'd argue...
Killtacular. Kilimanjaro. Sorry.
I'd argue that the Kilimanjaro looks taller. Because there's nothing around it.
It does. Yeah.
But that's because there's nothing around it. So it sticks out more.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of seems like a Mirage Mountain too, because the base looks like the sky.
Yeah, but that is because like... Yeah, because like, there's only snow on the very, very top.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No.
Isn't this also a volcano? I think this is also a volcano.
A lot of mountains.
Yeah, it's a dormant volcano in Tanzania. It is the highest mountain in Africa. And it is the highest freestanding mountain. Like so, like the Kilimanjaro is the highest freestanding mountain. So it is like the highest that is alone. And it's like very fucking big. Jesus Christ. Like I love thinking about that. And like it is so big, it has like glaciers, despite the fact that it's like in the middle of like Tanzania. You know, a hot place, a hot country.
Yeah.
Despite that, it is so high up that it is like what do you call it? Yeah, it is like getting like glaciers, despite the fact that it is like in the middle of Africa. And I like the fact, like technically, like by a technicality, there is a thing called isolation, right? There is a thing called isolation. And in topography, isolation is like the distance between a mountain. It is the distance between a mountain and another point that is like the same height. Right?
Yeah.
So by a technicality, the isolation of Mount Everest is like the entire circumference of the planet. Because you need to like go all the way around and return to Everest before you get to another point that is as high.
Jesus.
And like every other mountain has like a value. So like the Aconcagua, which is like the most isolated mountain in the world, has a like isolation of like 16,000 kilometers. But yeah, like, and because like that is how far. Like if you were to just like shoot a bullet that has no like drop, that's how far it has to travel before it hits something. So like if you're on Everest, you have to wait for the bullet to like come back and hit you.
Aha! Oh fuck.
I wish there was more ways to like get like an idea of like the radius of a mountain. That was like, because that's information that is very hard to find. But I wish I was able to find that, because I'm very curious. Like how wide is Everest? You know, like at its base, how wide is it? I feel like that's a number that would be funny.
Well, yeah, because it's very hard to, I guess, argue where the mountain starts.
Yeah, especially on like on a place like Everest, which is like in a ridge.
Because you'd have to generally agree upon what is the quote unquote circumference, and obviously it's not going to be a perfect circle. So like, yeah, tough to say.
I guess that's easier on like a freestanding mountain, I guess.
Yeah.
Like Kilimanjaro. Because there's no other mountains around.
Killtacular. Kilimanjaro. I'm sorry, this happened. This is Pavlovian.
You have played too much Devil May Cry, and now your brain is like, that's a rating.
No, isn't that Halo?
I don't know. I never played. I never played. I mean, I know there's a voice on the multiplayer, but I never played the multiplayer, so I don't know.
Because there's an announcer that basically goes like Kill-tacular.
The only thing I've heard, like the only thing I know about that announcer is like there's a cameo he did where he just says skill issue. And that is the only time I have like heard of him.
Because Devil May Cry didn't really add the announcer until reboot, I think. I can't remember if it's wait, did they have it in 4? I don't think they did. Maybe I'm just going crazy, but like, yeah, no. Although I will admit, with Devil May Cry's, I have so like, I both love and also find smoking sexy style and lame.
Yeah. No, but like it is lame, but like in a very endearing way.
Yeah, exactly. Because you go up from shit like it's like slaughter, sadistic, and it's like smoky sex and style. And it's like what?
I mean, it's kind of like Dante himself. He's a huge dork, but like.
Yeah, no. For Dante it works. For Dante it definitely works. But then when you get to like Nero doing it, it's pretty funny. And then technically when like the Virgil campaign's going, it's like Virgil would never call something out loud smoky sexy style. He'd say it in his head maybe.
Yeah. What do you think in his head? What would you think like he would be saying?
He'd just be singing the lyrics to his own fucking theme.
Yeah.
Or he'd be doing the poetry that V recites.
Yeah, I like the idea that canonically that is like the thing that keeps him human is like lame as fucking poetry.
It's such a funny thing because you think about it for a second and you're like, oh, he was a nerd, and then you think about it for like another second, it's like, yeah, he was a nerd. He was,
yeah,
totally,
that's like genetically dork. That is like dork genetics.
Literally in Devil May Cry 3, one of the opening scenes you see him in like is just him reading a book in the library as Arkham walks up to him. So.
Yeah. So what do you think? Because like everyone in the family is a dork, but it's like a different kind of dork. So what do you think Sparta was? Do you think he was a train guy?
No, because they talk about their parents in passing, and like Sparta's really weird because he's kind of cold like a demon, but he still managed to love Ava.
Yeah.
But like Virgil definitely emulates the fact that his father was kind of like brutish, distant looking, and then Ava was definitely like the emotional side of the relationship. Right? Yeah. Ava, I could totally see she'd be like the fucking free spirit mom talking about healing crystals or whatever and birthstones. I could totally see her say that shit to Dante. Sparta, I think, would just be the dad at the table with the newspaper going,
Okay, so you're saying the dork,
like,
you're saying like the genetic dorkiness comes from Eva?
I'm saying it goes both ways, but I think Sparta is definitely the dad who would never know how to emotionally connect to his sons, not for a lack of trying, it's just like he just doesn't know how, he's not programmed.
I don't understand.
So as soon as he hears that his sons think his sword is cool, he splits apart fractions of his soul and gives them the Yamato and the Rebellion. And Ava's like, what are you doing? He's like, the boy said they like swords. I give them swords. They're 10. I don't see the issue. I had a sword when I was 4.
Okay, so I
slayed my father with it.
I'm getting some measurements.
One day they will slay me with it.
I am getting some measurements, and I think I have like an idea of like how wide Mount Kilimanjaro is. I think.
Okay.
How do I delete this? So I'm seeing here that Mount Kilimanjaro may be around-ish. No, stop doing that. Reset. Mount Kilimanjaro, from what I'm seeing, it may be... Go to the fucking location, please. Maybe... around 40 kilometers wide. 40 to 46 kilometers wide, from what I'm seeing. And this is just like me doing a calculation on the top of my head. looking at the map ruler. It may be like around 40 kilometers wide around that place. Keeping in mind that Mount Kilimanjaro is like an oval, so like there is a wide side and a narrow side, and I'm doing the wide side.
I got nothing else to say on heights, Candy. I'm sorry. I wish I could say more. I just big.
And even then, I'm like devious if like there is actually like, because the area around it isn't like, it is like very flat, but it is not perfectly flat. Majengo. Because no, that is like a city. That is like a city that is like right next to Kilimanjaro. I just noticed it in the map and I like the name Majengo.
We need to name more things funny sounding words.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of these.
There's a town in my country that is called TTDB.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's a town in my country that is called TTDB.
Oh, that's cool.
TTDB. TTDB. It's fun to say. But I am never I never make fun of the names of like the cities in my country because it has like indigenous names. So it may be racist to make fun of the names.
Is it TTTV? TTTV?
TTDB. TTDB.
TT. Oh fuck. This is like a tongue twister.
TTRB. Those are the consonants.
TTRV. So TT. Oh, TT Rev. TT Rev.
Yeah, but you have to like soften the R. You're doing the American R.
TT Rev. TT Rev. TT Rev. Yeah, fuck it. I'm tired.
TTDB.
TT Rev.
And there's like a place in Peru that is called Titicaca.
This is the Taucaca village.
Yeah. No, it's funny because caca means pooping in Spanish, so everyone makes jokes about that.
Yeah, I mean, like, to be fair, we also say it here too. Yeah, not in just NA, just like in Southern Asian cultures. What was I gonna say? Yeah, my week.
Yeah, that's enough of me ranting about my hyperfixation for the week.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Maybe we do need to get you a stim toy.
No, you need to get me methamphetamines.
Last time that happened, I don't know. Okay. So the last 2 weeks were just, you know, it doesn't really matter that like for the talks because my week, Candy knows, I was very busy for the past 2 weeks, so there wasn't much. There wasn't much that I was doing aside from like we played Jackbox on Saturday. That was really fun. I mean today. We played Jackbox last week as well. I have been getting some time in between breaks and shifts and stuff where I got to play Hitman 2, well technically Hitman 3. So here's the funny thing about Hitman. I didn't really know this because like I didn't really keep in touch with it. So they delisted Hitman 1 and 2 because Hitman 3 has Hitman 1 and 2.
Yeah, Hitman has everything. That is why it's not called Hitman 3 anymore.
Yeah. Like it's called Hitman World of Assassination.
Yeah.
Because they've essentially changed it into a live service game. And to be fair, like most people go ew, but I look at it and I'm like, I get it. This thing actually works really well in perpetuity.
Yeah. I just wish there was offline progression. That is my main issue. Is like if you play offline, nothing you do gets saved. And that is why I haven't bought the game yet. That is the only reason I don't own the game.
My other problem with it is just like I feel like 1 has some of the strongest Easter eggs and fun shit that you can do, and then 2 kind of like, to my knowledge that I played, I haven't gotten too many things by comparison, but I have to look around because like in 1 you can do stuff like you can do the infamous thing where you jump, you make the guy go into the cockpit and then he blasts off into space, right? Then you got like you dressing up as like the Phantom of the Opera dude and doing your shenanigans. 3 or 4. One of them you can make like this army base dance to a fucking song and they all dance together, which is funny because you put like a song on the speakerphone. And then there's one at the hotel where you play La Cucaracha on the piano, and then when you leave the map, you see a giant kaiju cockroach in the back, as if you have summoned it.
I think Hitman 3 and 4, 2 and 3 definitely have that.
I'm sure they do. I just haven't gotten to find them in the first few missions. Cause like one is like pretty standard. You're kind of like doing a home raid to get some information. Second one is a pretty interesting one where you're in a race car track.
Yeah.
Third one, you're in Colombia. You have to
Let me guess, it's about drugs.
bust down a cartel. Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to
it's
bust
about
down a
nothing.
cartel.
No, nobody ever does anything else here.
She starts weeping in the corner. She's standing, kicking a rock. It's like, we have more than just drugs.
Like there is this one game. It is like, I don't remember the name, but I know the game is like Budget Far Cry. You know, it's like an open world shooter, but it is like you know, like Slavjank. So it is like very like not great. But it takes place in like it takes place in like a fucking fictional island, and it is described as like a Caribbean territory with like with the main economy is drugs. And you know what it is called? You know what the fictional country filled with drugs that this game takes place is called? It's called Columbia.
Just call it Colombia. That's more insulting.
Columbia.
It's Columbia, guys. Look at this drug-forsaken country. It's Columbia. It's like, you motherfucker. Just say it. Just say it to my face.
Yeah. I wish I could remember the name of the game because it's like.
That's so funny.
Columbia.
But yeah. Here's the thing, because like I genuinely do want to enjoy the game. I feel like some of the debts that you can initiate in Hitman 2, at least for the first like 3 or 4 missions, none have really like made me go like tee hee hee, because some of the ones in 1 are really funny.
Yeah.
But once you do that song and dance and then they have to recycle it, right? Like some of the things you can't do, it's like but I don't know, like that whole game is like, it is the perfect example of a sandbox game, right? Because you have so many tools and things to do so many different scenarios. So like, I'll probably start replaying those missions again before I like get to Hitman 3, and then I'll see what, because I was really into Hitman 1 and I really did explore a lot of it. And then when I'll get to Hitman 3, I don't think I'll be playing the missions in perpetuity. They're cool ideas. I kind of regret missing out on the Bruce Lee one, but. And I think the next one coming up is like Marshall Mathers telling you to assassinate Eminem, which is kind of funny in just hindsight. But
yeah, I saw the trailer for that, and it was so funny.
And then one's like you can poison mom's spaghetti, and he's like, yeah, okay. And yeah, no, Hitman turning live service in that way, I look at it and it's like one of those instances where I can just go like, yeah, I see that works.
I just hope they add offline saves before they fucking kill the game.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the whole thing about like the offline saves is like Square Enix cancer spreading through the game, because the game was like published by Square Enix for the first season, I think.
Yeah, I know, and then they moved it to Warner Brothers, which was another cancer that they had, and then they got. Who are they under now?
I think they're independent.
Or are they independent? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're independent now, and they have enough money to publish other games. Like Mindside.
Yeah, like the double.
Like, did you not know that?
I knew that. We keep bringing him up, man. I do look forward to 007 game.
Yeah. I hope that one is offline from the beginning.
Yeah.
Fucking annoying.
But
I don't care about the fucking leaderboards. I don't compare. Do people actually care about leaderboards? I don't compare myself to other people when I'm playing.
I don't give a shit about it. I don't give a shit about the leaderboards. When you're playing Hitman, who gives a shit about the leaderboards? No,
but like, you're looking in general. I never look at leaderboards in games. I don't care how better my friends are doing.
Well, not only that, it's like if it's for a single player campaign sort of scenario, it's like why do I care? It's like nothing because like the thing is like as soon as you kind of optimize the play into that kind of field, it's like it's not necessarily fun. You're curating it. The whole point of a sandbox game is to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how many hours I'm gonna invest in it, but like now that things are better and that I'm slowly recovering funds because I had to have an emergency thing done, which is hopefully positive right now. Like it seems good so far. I can finally start working on the video again, thank God. So huzzah. This one I got the base script done with the skits. I actually have to do research for this one, like actual research. So let's hope my attention span isn't shit. But yeah, and that's it.
Oh, you know, I'm kind of surprised. I didn't know Brazil was that fat, like flat. Because I'm kind of like, I'm kind of still looking at biggest mountains. I've been looking at biggest mountains on the background. And like the highest mountain in Brazil is like barely any higher than the town I grew in. Brazil is very flat apparently. Not very tall. That's shocking to me.
Yeah, wait, hold on. My family just came back from their very long road trip. They brought me food. I'm gonna be back once I eat this fucking food. Like, I'm gonna bring the food with me and eat and talk. So
okay.
All right, Candy. Get your showgirl outfit that I bought you. Right. All right. Show off them legs. Do a dance for them. Distract them for about 4 minutes.
Okay. Look at my legs, guys. Look at my legs. I think they're nice. I really like this part. Like this part around here, I really like it. I think it's like, it looks tasty, you know? Is it weird that sometimes I want to fuck my own model? Is that weird? Like, I think my model is hot. I kind of like I would. Where am I going? Do I need to move to right here more? I also like the fact that like the contours of my belly are visible through the clothing. Like the belly button and like the contours of the belly are like visible through the clothing, and I think that's very hot. You know? And this model is actually like pretty bouncy, but I just don't move a lot myself. I'm not a very bouncy person. I don't necessarily move a lot when I'm talking. But this model is actually like pretty bouncy. Like, look at them go. Ooh. Ooh. You gotta give the people what they want, you know? You gotta give the people what they want. So yeah, I was looking at mountains, and like the highest mountain in Brazil is only like 3,000 meters high, and it's like, huh? Like I was expecting it to like be bigger, you know? I was expecting, because Brazil, I guess Brazil is like not on the, because like the thing is like in South America, like the entire east of like the entire western part of South America is the Andes. Like, they go from, like, the entire length of South America in the east. So I guess it makes sense, because Brazil is not on the Andes. Brazil is not in the Andes, so I guess it makes sense that, like, the countries in the Andes have, like, bigger mountains than the countries in, like, that are not in the Andes. So I guess that makes sense, like, I think, like, the highest point on, like, all of the countries that are under the Himalayas is in the Himalayas. That makes sense. But like, what's funny about like the highest mountain in my country is that we have like, we are like by territory, we are like the biggest part of like the Andes. But the highest mountain in my country is not in the Andes. It is like a completely different mountain, like a completely different place. Which I found really funny. Also, I love the name. I love the name of the like highest mountain in Ecuador. I kind of love it. It's called El Chimborazo. And I think that's a great name for a mountain. El Chimborazo. But like apparently it's a volcano. So can you imagine getting killed by a volcano that's called that? Imagine getting killed by a volcano called the Chimborazo. Like again, I feel bad making fun of that name because it's probably like an indigenous name. Oh, I like this one. This one looks cool. Oh yeah, this one looks rad as fuck, dude. Let me save a couple of images. This is apparently like the highest mountain in Venezuela. And it looks fucking rad. Because it's like, it is like 90 degrees the whole way up. So it looks really cool. Like, that looks really cool, actually. Like, it's just like a giant fucking, like, wall in the horizon.
Hold on, I'm right here. I'll be back in about like a minute. I just have to finish the microwave.
Okay. Where is the other image? I saved 3 images of this. Where is the other one? Here it is. Like, I look at how cool this looks. This is very cool. They should make a game set up like at the top of this. Like just like this like flat part on top of the mountain. They should make a game set on that. That's super cool. I'm putting that on the bookmarks. How does it look on the maps actually? I'm curious. Why does it look like that? No, like what happened to make it look that flat? You know? Like how do you geographically explain that?
Okay, I'm back with food. Delicious food. Oh, you're talking about heights again.
I mean, look at how cool that one looks. It's like flat.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, because it's flat.
Oh my god, this food is so good.
This is fascinating.
Hey, what were we talking before I went?
Yeah, so as you can see, my hyperfix section this week is mountains. Before you went, I think we were talking about how flat Brazil is.
You were talking about how flat Brazil.
Yeah, and we are a team, so we were talking about how flat Brazil is.
Oh, don't you pull this wife shit on me.
But this one looks really cool because I'm looking at like pictures of this one, and it is like for some reason like two like flat as fuck mountains next to each other. Like something just like cut them in half or something like that. Like look at that. I hate the fact that you have to like save an image instead of just being able to like paste it when you take a screenshot. OBS should change that.
Okay. You know what's one of my favorite things about lore? Like one of my favorite lore things about a world?
What?
How did this geographical location / landmark come to exist? Oh, a giant battle took place and it just like reshaped the very earth.
Yeah, like
And
I was like talking about that when we were playing Breath of the Wild. There is a mountain in Breath of the Wild that just has like a giant fucking hole in it. And apparently it was like a laser.
Because that sort of thing is like very understated in how it like is a very interesting way to like scale figures you may or may not know in that world.
Yeah.
Because the world has had to react to these characters who may like be they historical characters that are even gone, right? It can show you like either the upper limit or a ballpark of what a character is capable of. And it's awesome. I absolutely adore it.
Yeah. I mean, there is some stuff like that in the real world too. I mean, like as far as legends go, like very few of like are actually true, but like there are some places that like are called like after like battles. There's that like the legend tales happen there and stuff like that. And I always find that really cool.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna just immediately go to like the nuke testing.
No. I mean, like, yeah, that is true technically, but like, I'm talking about like, how was it called? Like, El Salto de qué? Let me see if I can find it. Jump. Leap?
I'm scarfing this down like a hyena.
I can hear.
I'm sorry if you don't like eating noises, people.
No, it's not the eating noises. You can only like, we are only getting like the plate hitting noises.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember the name of this thing, but I'm pretty sure I saw it at some point. Yeah, I found it. El Salto de Roldán. Yeah, like there is this like cool like landmark in Spain, I think. Probably Spain. Let me verify that. Where did my tab go? Yeah, in Spain. It's called Roland's Jump. And it's like this big hole between like these two mountains, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the legend says that like there was like a knight, a paladin called Roland, who was like the foremost paladin of Charlemagne, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was being pursued by the Saracens. And the legend is like that hole opened up to make a space between him and the Saracens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you see with Moses, but in land. And I just like the idea of like this big fucking hole between these two mountains being opened by like, you know, but like some kind of divine intervention in a battle. That's a cool thing. So that definitely happens in the, like, as far as legends go, that definitely is a thing in the real world too.
Out of all the people, divine intervention would probably explain Charlemagne's reign, considering like the good roles that he fucking got.
Yeah. Yeah, he was lucky. Lucky, but I feel like that's true for like most like very like prominent leaders and stuff like that. They're just like a fuck ton of luck involved.
Fun thing to the people. I just finished my food because I was so hungry.
Why is this happening? That's so interesting.
All right. Fun thing people forget about Augustus is how Augustus was chosen as a successor. And Augustus is like the example of bad luck kind of leading into it. So the history thing is,
hi Star.
hey, happy for you, Star.
She's free.
The history
from the evilness.
The history of it is essentially during like the whole Egypt campaign and stuff, and before the regular Roman emperors that we know of, we had our dictators, and we've had the triumvirate and stuff like that, and Julius Caesar was the most prominent, right, of the like, right,
yeah,
dictator.
Yeah, like people like always
so,
call him like an emperor, but technically he was just like before that. He was like the last one before
like,
that.
Yeah. He was essentially just a dictator. And what happened?
Oh, that was the evilness. You were in a car.
So what eventually happened was and symphony. Oh, okay.
Oh, that sounds cool though. Symphony? That sounds cool.
Yeah. So what essentially happened was Caesar had like his right hand man, Mark Antony, right? And he also had his grandnephew, which was his sister's grandson, who was which is who we know as Augustus, right?
Oh no, I could not have survived.
Yeah,
a pretty
pianist,
a pretty musician going like crazy on like their instrument is like so hot. Like immediately it's so attractive to me.
So essentially, everyone thought Mark Antony would be Caesar's successor, right?
Yeah.
When Augustus was a kid, I think he did a speech on a funeral that of like, I want to say Caesar's, was it son or something like that? And Caesar was so moved that he had a bit of an eye on his grandnephew, just like, oh, what a good kid. But it was when Augustus was in his military campaign under Caesar that he decided to do an expedition to reach Caesar to help and give him supporting forces. But he got sick, so his mom said, no, stay home. He then got better, decided to go, got shipwrecked and lost, finally made it to Caesar, and by the time he made it, the battle was over. No, we're talking about like Augustus Caesar.
Like actual Roman history.
Yeah. And by the time Augustus went, the battle was over, but his grand uncle was so impressed on like the fact that his nephew was that tenacious to help him that he was like, yeah, what a good kid. And so they had a carriage ride back, I think in the capital or whatever. And unbeknown to no one, or unknown to no one, I'm tired. Known to no one, he decided to put in his will. Thank you. He decided to put in his will, oh, Augustus will be my successor. Even though Antony was like his right-hand man for so long, he was just like, yeah, my grandnephew got it. He's cool.
Yeah, he's very clearly the better one of the two.
Well, there were also like things I think that were just like kind of starting to fail because Antony, I think he was losing popularity in certain expeditions. I think also like certain people, Cicero would always talk shit about him.
Yeah.
But to be fair, Cicero is kind of like a jackass too. But like, yeah. And so eventually, like, we had the whole feudal thing with Cicero and then Augustus, and then Augustus came out on top, and then we got our very first Roman emperor. And one that a lot of people debate is one of the best emperors, if not the best, but it's like, yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. But yeah, that's just an example of, oh man, this horrible bad luck, but it led me to being the emperor.
Oh, okay. You know how I was talking that like 700 meters is barely a fucking hill?
Yeah.
Turns out, the highest point in Uruguay, which apparently is like a very flat country, I guess, I didn't know that, is 700 meters.
Oh.
I didn't know it was that flat.
Okay.
But you wanna know what it looks like?
What?
Like a fucking hill.
Yeah.
Look.
Well, isn't the whole hill thing is like, it's supposed to be like more, like the hill versus mountain thing is like a mountain has to be more steep by its edges?
Look. That's what 700 meters looks like. There is nothing there.
Yeah. That looks walkable. That does not look intimidating.
Because it's 700 meters. That's nothing. I walked, the distance is 700 meters. I walk in like about 9 minutes. That's nothing.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the whole thing with mountains is just like, oh, it's just so much more narrow and steep, right? That's like the scary part is like gravity in effect versus like a hill where it's like, oh, it's displaced enough.
Yeah. I'm just looking at like the tallest mountains on like every country. And I love the difference. The difference between like the fucking like the names, like here in America, between the names of the mountains and like from the colonizers and like the native people, and how fucking lame the colonizer names are.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a mountain, the tallest mountain in Suriname is called Juliana Top. Right?
Okay.
That is the Dutch name. Night star.
Night star.
Have a good eep. The indigenous name is He Who Stands Alone.
That's pretty cool.
That's so much cooler.
That's so metal.
Yeah. He who stands alone. And it's actually like a beautiful mountain. I had never seen this before. I had never seen like an image of this mountain before, but it is like fucking gorgeous, dude. It almost looks like painted. Look at this fucking place. That's so pretty. Such a pretty, like, especially like if you're on top, it just looks like it was painted on. It's very.
I like how Twitch was just like putting a commercial break in progress for this.
Okay, I have another 700-meter mountain for you.
Okay, get this out of your system.
Mountain, quote unquote.
All right, post it.
Wait, let me get it. Look at this fucking thing. That's so fucking. That's so lame, so unimpressive.
Yeah. That's
what 700 meters looks like in the real world. Compare that to like how 700 meters looks in Breath of the Wild. And that's crazy. That's what I mean by like the scale is crazy.
Well, we aren't in a video game, Candy, as much as I'd like to be. We aren't in a stylized video game as much as I'd like to be.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Can you imagine if you, like... I would like to be cel-shaded sometime. I think I would be pretty if I was cel-shaded.
Okay, what kind of cel shading? Like, what game would you point at for like...
Maybe like that fighting game Artistic Works made for like Dungeon Fighter Online.
Wait, what?
The fighting game that Arc System Works made for Dungeon Fighter Online.
Oh, for DNF?
Yeah.
You know what? I haven't looked at DNF too often. Let me see. It's
I really like the art style of that one.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I was gonna go to the more extreme. Actually, no. This looks really nice. I could see myself wanting to be in this too. I was immediately just thinking like, yeah, just put me in fucking Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah, I don't know. I always found like the games that are trying to be like comic booky, they always go like too hard in the shadows. They are like too dark.
I don't know. I like that. There's something so cool about it to me.
I don't know. I
it could also just be because I'm a fanboy.
Maybe I'm just Borderlands. I don't know. Like I don't think Borderlands is cel shaded. They just kind of paint lines on the models and they use like normal shading. And that's what I think. Like Borderlands games are actually kind of lame. They aren't actually like doing any cel shading. They're just like painting lines on the models. Wait, the highest? Wow, the Bahamas are flat. Jesus Christ. The highest point of the Bahamas is 63 meters. Yeah, I forget that like hating Borderlands is an unpopular opinion.
Really?
I forget that like people actually like the first two ones.
I know Duro likes. He'll complain about them, but he'll still buy and play them.
He does that for every game.
That particular. Yeah, they do that for. No, well.
He complains about Pokemon. Yeah. He complains about Mario. He complains about Metroid, and then he just buys them.
Yeah, but yeah, because he's stuck in a loop forever. But like yeah, he also likes Borderlands, I guess.
I don't know. I know people like the first two, but I never liked them.
I just don't. I don't particularly care for shooters in general, so I can't really.
No, I do like shooters. So I just never liked like. Because the thing about shooters for me is that like if I shoot someone in the head, they should die.
Yeah, that's also the thing with me where it's like I've been fine with some on an RPG level, kind of, right? Where it's like, you know, Deus and stuff, right? When I'm talking about RPG, quote unquote, right? But like the idea of I shoot you in number is the same problem I have with like Assassin's Creed being RPG, where it's like this should be a lethal strike.
Yeah, like whatever the other stats are, a hidden blade should always be like a one hit kill, I think.
Considering it's like to your neck.
And just like for the sake of like lore and like gameplay, it doesn't matter if it wouldn't work. Make it like that because it's cool.
Well, the problem is you've created a consistency dissonance. Because like the other games is like, yeah, I could. So why is this dude unable to like die by a blade to the neck?
Yeah, why are they stronger?
It also makes no sense because in some places, like I'm sure there must be like cutscenes in the story where someone gets like their throat slit or something like that. And it's like, okay, but where'd the damage number go, and why didn't they tank it?
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense.
I mean, like, I feel like that would be such an easy fix. It's just like, okay, if you're like undetected and you use the hidden blade of someone, they die.
Yeah.
Everything else is numbers, but like if you do that specifically, they die.
The problem is like since they went the RPG route and having like targets, a lot of it ended up becoming like, okay, they should essentially be like the equivalent to like bosses.
Yeah.
But it's like that doesn't. I get it. Like you're trying to move from stealth to like RPG, but like the problem is you're still trying to incorporate stealth, so you can't have the best of both worlds. Stealth games are notorious also for having very shit bosses. Yeah. So you shouldn't. I don't know if you should even bother trying.
Yeah, wait. Like not every game needs bosses, dude.
Yeah, exactly. But because stealth games are very big proof on like it's so hard to do right in that setting.
Actually, but like
the only
and that isn't like the only thing that I think is weird about like the modern Assassin's Creed. Like I just look at the maps on like the newer ones and I'm like, what is the point if you don't have a city? Like isn't the point like the roofs and like the sides of the buildings and climbing? What am I doing riding a horse? I want to climb. Where are the tall buildings?
I think the only quote unquote stealth game boss that kind of worked, where stealth was the orientation, was Arkham City against Mr. Freeze. Have you ever seen that fight, Candy?
You know I don't engage with superhero media.
It's good. I listen, I get you guys don't like it, but I think it's genuinely well designed. Where the idea is Batman, you know, because he has that whole mode where he's like stalking in the shadows, taking people out one by one. But Mr. Freeze is his most intelligent antagonist, right? And so, since he's a boss, he has a health bar.
I play Marvel Rivals, and that is the only contact I have with superheroes. Outside of Marvel Rivals, I don't know anything.
Yeah. So the thing that happens,
and I think Batman is from the other guys.
DC has hotties though.
Yeah, but they don't have a video game with the hotties.
Do they not? I guess technically Injustice at best, but even then, those models are kind of like.
Yeah, and I also hate the fighting games. I don't like the fighting games. So
I hate. You have no opposition here. Anyway, so yeah, in the Mr. Freeze fight for Arkham City, so you've seen Arkham City footage at least once, right? Whereas it's like he's on the gargoyle, he like
kind of
swoops in.
Yeah, I have seen that.
Yeah. So since Freeze is in this building and that's your stealth orientation, a head-on confrontation with a guy who can just freeze you isn't gonna work out. So Batman has to do a stealth kind of boss fight, which is very interesting. So you can swoop down from a gargoyle, you can take him out on a chip of his health, right? Mm-hmm. But then Freeze, because he's smart, will start freezing gargoyles. You can't use that against him anymore. He's actually learning in this boss fight. So it's kind of like a stealth boss fight that's a battle of wits, trying to outsmart your opponent at every which way to finally getting him to his last sliver of health. I think that might be the best stealth boss that I can remember that kind of just works. Because like with most boss fights, it's just like if he sees you once, you die. It's like you have some recoverability in this. You can kind of do this, and it's kind of fun to like outsmart him in a puzzle sort of way because you're implementing into that.
Yeah, and I think like that is just like inherently there is like a bad way of designing like stealth encounters. Is like insta failing you.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that is just like a bad way of like designing stealth in general, because like part of the fun of stealth is like fucking up and like scrambling to figure out.
And the Grundy boss fight? Do I even remember when Grundy? Oh yeah! Grundy was in fucking Arkham City.
Who the fuck is Grundy?
He's some schmuck zombie kind of guy.
That sounds like a word for penis. Oh yeah, my Grundy heart.
No, it's like Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday. Died on a Tuesday? I can't remember.
My Grundy heart. Sounds like that. Sounds like a word for penis.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like, that's the only time I've ever seen, like, thought of, like, a technical, like, stealth boss fight that works. So like when it comes to like when it comes to games where it's like it's switching your identity and you're trying to choose like a kind of new identity for the genre, is like, why would you go so opposite when it's like people are used to a genre is like where boss fights are not usually in the equation.
Yeah.
The whole point is like for those type of assassination games, including Hitman, which I've described before, it's kind of like just sorting a puzzle together.
Yeah. And like in the other Assassin's Creed from what I played, that was kind of like the point of like the big encounters was like figuring out how to get to them to begin with.
Yeah, exactly, and then just making your escape.
And that's kind of the boss.
Like
the boss is the environment where the guys, kind of.
Yeah, that's another very articulate way of like saying it. Like, yeah, so like when you get to like, oh, here's this whole RPG element, it's like, why are we even putting assassin in the name at this point? If I can't assassinate anyone, it's just like, it's like I assassinated him. It's like, how? It's like I hit him 57 times with a hammer. That's just a fight.
You wanna know something funny about Spanish?
What?
You know what we call when your voice breaks, like it just happened to you?
Yeah, what?
We call that having a cock in your throat. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking.
Whatever. Okay.
I'm not even thinking
should have made a new
like,
IP?
we mean like cocas, like the male of the hen. The male chicken.
Yeah, that doesn't help. You could have just said rooster, but people would still make the whole. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I forgot that was a word.
Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, like I agree with you, Silent. It's just like should have just made a new IP. You can make new IPs and then just connect them. I know people were like, but it wouldn't have the brand name recognition of. I remember when this was the conversation. When Odyssey came out, people were upset that it was titled an AC game because of how RPG it was. Like way more than even Origins, right?
Yeah.
And even like Origins had this problem, and people's like, but it's like, but it needs that Assassin's Creed name recognition, and it's like, do you not? What? By the time Origins came out, I don't think Assassin's Creed had a good brand name.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have hurt at all to like just call it something else.
Yeah, and like
you could, yeah.
And like that's just a testament of like how bad. Like, shouldn't you as a studio endeavor to like create a reputation for the studio where like people are interested, like the fact that you made it?
Yeah, like. Yeah, exactly. It shouldn't necessarily like there's something about going like we just need to like we have to use this name as a crutch versus like, oh, here's this thing produced by this company.
Yeah.
It's like, and to be fair, at the same time Ubisoft was getting known for like even just like in its design philosophy, it was also just having a bad rap. So like either way, neither the brand name recognition, I feel like that wasn't a good argument at all. And if anything, people might have been a little more interested if it was a new IP because they would have probably checked it out. You wouldn't have had to like worry about the whole like investment in the brand prior.
Did they what?
And then
they put what in
Titans DLC?
They put what in the game? Why? How?
Is it in Japan? Is it in Shadows?
But like that's so
Animus glitch.
That's so
Animus
bad.
glitch. It's Animus glitch.
You know how when they announced the game, I was making fun of the fact that they put hip hop in the battle music when you play as the black guy.
Yeah, it's in Shadows, of course.
You know how I was making fun of that?
Oh yeah, put the anime reference in the Japanese game.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. It's like the same kind of like cultural like.
Well,
like
Candy.
It's like the black guy needs to have hip hop. The Japanese people need to have their anime.
Didn't Booker from like fucking BioShock Infinite really carry the point across that racism goes both ways? So really, and I know that's not an Ubisoft game, but clearly Booker was what Booker was preaching. Everyone at Ubisoft was like, yeah.
Yeah. What like I don't even want to wonder like. So what were the like British do? What was the? I know you like. There's like actually like I know there's a DLC for Black Flag where you play as a like escape like black guy who was enslaved. What did they do to him? I don't want to know. I'm scared.
He got out because I think it was a prequel.
Yeah, but like, I don't want to imagine how that guy was written. I don't even want to imagine how the guy was written.
I think he was fine when I played 4. I don't know his own DLC story too well because I can't remember jack shit about his own game. That's the funny thing when the when the Italian trilogy was done, they really wanted to make the American saga, but I'll be honest, like 4 was only the really standout one.
No, right, I forgot all
Because
those
like,
games take place in America.
kinda, right? Because like the Caribbean, like, you know, with all the like the sailing in 4, you can make arguments, right? But 3 wasn't that good. It's not as bad, like looking back on it. It's still not good. And then Liberations is like a PSP game that runs pretty shit. And then it's like Rogue
PS
is
Vita.
okay.
Put some respect on that name.
Yeah, and then
respect in this house. We respect the PS Vita.
Yeah, there's just 2. Guns Completely Ruined 3. Yeah, but yeah, it's just it wasn't too good. I'm trying to think of other things. What were we talking about? The American Saga before that? I feel like I had something else that I was gonna say. No, it's just like the new IP thing. So when you make a new IP, you can do things where you want to have the player base that exists invested in a way. One is if you make it, you know, they'll naturally, some people will be curious. They'll be like, the company that made a game I like made a new game, let me check it out. But the other thing is, like, you don't need to name it Assassin's Creed to connect it to Assassin's Creed. You could have just called those games like something. Well, okay, obviously Origin is like the most boring name on the face of the earth. Odyssey is at least something.
Yeah.
But at least you could have like at the end of Odyssey an Easter egg, and it's like, oh, it's actually connected in this universe, and you'd be like, fine.
I mean, that's what they did with
fine.
Watch Dogs.
That's what they did with Watch Dogs.
That would have been cool if those games didn't suck.
Yeah, and it's just like with
which
that,
I feel like that's
totally
I feel like that's just like the thing with Ubisoft. That was a cool idea, but the game fucking sucks. That would have been cool if the game didn't suck.
Watch Dogs was a really cool idea. You know what the worst part was? Well, it's because like the Watch Dogs initial like trailer that they like the very first one that they put out was completely different from what we got, and it was cool. But yeah, Watch Dogs 2 was like kind of fine.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like
well, we don't have to worry about them dying. They'll be under Vanguard soon.
Yeah.
Wink.
And what was I going to say? I would like that. I was going to say, oh yeah, like because recently they were like giving it away for free. So I got that. Do you remember that game they made that is called like Immortals Phoenix Rising?
Yeah, the Breath of the Wild, like.
Yeah. So I was playing that. So they were giving it away for free. So I just installed it, and I played it for like an hour and a half, and I got bored. And like that's kind of like a good idea, no? It's like the idea of like Breath of the Wild, except it's like Greek mythology.
Yeah, it works.
Like that's a cool, but the game fucking sucks. So bad. Because it's also, you know how this is being popular, like those meme videos on YouTube, which is like if Elden Ring was made by like EA and like stuff like that. Have you seen those in your
Well, didn't it? Yeah, but it's like,
well, like that game is just like, what if Ubisoft made Breath of the Wild in like the most like on the nose ways possible? Like they are a parody of themselves.
But also, it did. I do remember that. I want to say I remember this slightly. This thing I think also had like the Horizon problem, where it was like released around the same window as Genshin being in the West on consoles.
I don't know. The problem is the game fucking sucks. It really is just like a meme. The game is like a meme. The game is the game is like if Ubisoft made Breath of the Wild in like the worst way possible.
So, Immortals Phoenix Rising came out December 20th. December 3rd, 2020. Genshin Impact came out September 28th, 2020. On all platforms. So yeah, by the time this thing came out, fucking Genshin was already out for a few months. And like, yeah.
And I don't know,
Breath of the Wild itch, a free to play is probably gonna look a lot more better. Like, wait, no, was Immortal Phoenix Rising also free to play?
No.
No, exactly. Then yeah.
Did you not just say that like, I was playing it because they were giving it for free this week?
I completely forgot. I'm sorry. I just don't give a shit about Immortal Phoenix Rising.
I think nobody does. Like, what is the peak player count for this game?
I'm not too big on Genshin either, so it's fine.
I wonder what the like peak player count for this game is.
I feel like we're gonna get sad or happy, depending on your perspective.
Let me just Google Steam charts. What is the peak for this game? Okay, the all-time peak is 2,000 people, according to Steam.
Okay.
And that is the all-time peak when the game was relevant. Right now, it's like 100 people.
Yeah, Golden Joystick. Oh wait, I just saw apparently another Golden Joysticks award show was bad.
Yeah, I never watched those because they're not like funny enough.
Okay, wait. I need to know if. Yeah, no. Okay, so one of my friends was vouching for it, and then I was like, wasn't that the one with the reputation for always being bad? Because I think because remember, wasn't there a thing where it's like people remember the whole the Game Awards saying wrap it up, but didn't like the Golden Joysticks Award have like 1 year where they were just like drinking alcohol and Troy Baker was sloshed out of his mind hosting?
I think. Okay, so just like for the sake of it, because Silent mentioned the game, I just like went to check, and the peak player count for Expedition 33 is 245% higher than the peak player count for Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Well, it's because like it's
7,245%.
A game, to be fair, I will give some leeway here. Expedition 33 is far newer by comparison. 5 years. And most games will have.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like all-time peak. All-time peak.
All-time peak?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Isn't Expedition 33 marginally cheaper too?
Probably.
I can't remember. Yeah. But it's just like, yeah, the thing is with a game, if it doesn't succeed in its first few months, very hard for it to recover. Very hard. Immortal came out the gate, everyone laughed at it, it died, and then 3 months later we were all like, oh yeah, it existed.
Yeah.
And then we went on our merry way going back to our business.
Speaking of things that like kind of existed, do you know what showed up in my YouTube recommendations recently that I completely forgot about?
What?
Do you remember Forspoken?
I remember Forspoken. I remember that cringe game. Yeah.
I legitimately I had completely forgotten that game exists. Like it was just.
Did Sony publish it?
Gone.
I can't remember.
Square.
Who
that was
made
Square.
It? Square published it. Who made it?
The people who made Final Fantasy
Also
15.
Square. Oh.
I wonder how they feel.
Come on.
I wonder how they feel.
Guys, come on.
How the Final Fantasy 15 team feels about the fact that they put that out at the same time, like the other team put Final Fantasy 16 out. I wonder how they feel.
I don't even hate too much on like FF15. It does have its issues. A lot of the carrying is being done by the cast, but like goddamn.
Yeah.
To move from one to the other is just sad.
I just like the one writer that like when that game came out, there was one writer that came out being like, yeah, that game wasn't like what we planned. It didn't come out as we expected it to come out.
Well, 15?
No,
Forspoken?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's like, people hate her because she's like so self-absorbed in her issue. She's like the most stereotypical like movie trope of just like, I had it hard.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm a rough and tumble street person and I'm in it for myself, but now I'm a hero. And she never shuts up. And it's like, it's gotten to the point where she's like very much the representation, like the epitome of like Whedonism, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh my God, silence is fine. You can be silent.
Yeah, like I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that playing Breath of the Wild yesterday. It is so nice to play again for 5 hours and the protagonist doesn't say anything.
Yeah,
that's
well,
so
it's
nice.
Like, okay, here's the thing. I'm not against my character talking,
and you
but it's
like you're stuck on a puzzle. Well, fuck you. Figure it out, puzzle.
Yeah, but it's like, oh yeah, where the character goes like, maybe if I do that, and you're like, okay, thank you for patronizing me, video game. Like there are plenty of games.
Your friend is playing his what game is he playing? What is going to be his first Final Fantasy?
Oh, what?
In chat, I already in chat.
Yeah, I'm reading chat.
No, 16.
FF16?
That's a good
fine.
one, I think.
It's a good, yeah, no, it's a character action. I mean, it's directed by Tsuneo. He does a really good job. I mean, he directed like the Devil May Cry, so yeah, I'm gonna have a bias for it.
Yeah. Okay, so what were you saying?
Shout outs to the people who do the Final Fantasy marathons. You're a different kind of breed. I can't do it again.
Watch me start 3 Final Fantasy games this week.
I will kill you if you don't finish a game. All right, so what were we talking about before this? Forspoken. Yeah, just to. I'm totally listening, but can you repeat the question for people that weren't? You never finished them. I can't remember shit.
I think I was just talking about like what his first got like Silent. If you're asking about my question, Silent mentioned that his friend is going to play Final Fantasy for the first time, and I was asking what game it was. So it was a question for Silent.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were talking about like the thing of characters never shutting up on just like video games and commentary in the overworld, and like one of the most infuriating one is in the middle of puzzles, right? Because nothing sounds more patronizing of the video game speaking to you. He's like, "Hey, stupid, did you think of this? Think of this." It's like when you're doing a puzzle and you're struggling for like maybe 30 seconds, and the character's like, "Maybe if I slide it to the left," and it's like, "Okay, no, cease. I'm trying to play the game." But it's also just like if they have like some sort of dialogue for like, how can I say it? It's not like, I don't want to be completely opposed to it, because when we think about
Shut the fuck up.
No. Hear me out. In the overworld, well, quote unquote overworld, in the biomes in Hades, Zagreus does have commentary on certain things, right? But it's the fact that he says them short and succinct.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I guess.
And he usually doesn't repeat dialogue, right?
Yeah.
It's very quick. It's very snappy. It's not necessarily always going to be just to get the humorous laugh. It's like him kind of internalizing his thoughts or something. And sometimes it's funny. With Forspoken, it's just
another
like,
thing I think about Hades is that canonically he's like talking to the game. Because the game has a narrator. The game has a narrator that he's aware of. So like there is a because that's another thing about like most games where the character speaks is like, why are you even speaking? People don't do that.
Well, okay, yeah, but at the same time, like the narrator isn't always talking back to him, right? So it's a very interesting thing where it's like you can forget that, because the narrator doesn't always talk back with him when he's doing something where he sees a new enemy type and then comments on it, right? But he still does it anyway. Whereas like with Forspoken, the problem is like the character, it's very much the display of the thing that makes you cringe is the forced attempt at humor. Yeah. Because that's always what it's going to be, right? It's like with Zag, it's like, okay, he's kind of doing this thing that's kind of relatable to people, at least for me too, is sometimes I say the tasks I have to do out loud so I remember them. Yeah. Right? I very much talk to myself when
and I'm always talking to myself, but I'm mentally ill.
Yeah, but it's like, it's just like that can seem like human, but like in the term of in space of Forspoken, it's like it's always like trying to be wisecracky or going like, I'm tough and go get him, and it's just like you don't need to characterize yourself in that sort of way every single time. Like you know, right? It's like here's your entire. It's like, how do we get our character to convey their personality? They're going to tell you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no.
And I remember seeing this clip of like. Yeah. I remember seeing this clip of like that character, like after she gets transported to like the other world, because Forspoken is an isekai, in case you guys didn't know, for some fucking reason. That clip after she gets transported to the other world, she like meets a dragon immediately, like that's the first thing she sees. Yeah. And she just goes like, "Was that a freaking dragon?" And he's like, "Wouldn't you like just like be screaming?"
I would find that more endearing. I would genuinely find that more endearing.
Screaming. She was just like, "Ah!" Like,
yeah, pretty much. If it was like a comedic like screaming thing where it's just like,
yeah, because like that's a human reaction. You see a thing that you see a fucking dragon, you're probably going to shit your fucking pants.
Yeah, exactly. I'd find that far more funny. You know why? Because like, okay, lame writing. Lame writing. Was that just a freaking dragon? As they're talking to NPCs, like realistic writer. Dragon. It's like, yeah, okay. Brain has malfunctioned. That is very relatable. Mine would probably shut down too.
Yeah. And I feel like if I got a bracelet that was talking to me, I would just like try to like ignore it, because maybe I'm going insane, so I'm just going to pretend it's not talking to me.
You can have like the companion characters that kind of work. Like obviously we all look at Navi as just like, no, that's kind of a one-sided thing. People look at God of War. Mimir's a pretty good companion, all things considered, because he's kind of like he's kind of just like a commentary on Kratos' growth, right? But like,
yeah, and I guess your son is tolerable.
Yeah, and if it's just constantly to
Which
like
is like to the credit of
crack jokes.
because I haven't played Ragnarok,
Mm-hmm.
but like to the credit of the writing of the first one, because I don't hate Atreus, and I'm naturally predisposed to hate children in games.
Well, it's because Atreus is actually a very well mannered son.
So yeah, so the fact
It's
that
only
I
until
don't
he
hate
finds out
him,
he's a god that he's kind of a dick. But
the
like,
fact
yeah, no.
the fact that I don't hate him means they went through, because you don't only have to like make me like him, you have to like first, before I like him, you have to like make me not hate him.
Well, it's because like, you know, the thing with a lot of kid characters with those sort of games where they become your companion is like they never listen to you,
Yeah.
right? And you know, they're just like, you don't understand me because I'm a kid. But Atreus is like in this very interesting position just off of a story basis where he's lost his mom. The only family he has is his kind of estranged dad, and he sees him as an authority figure and his only family. So, you know, he's a shy kid. He's gonna listen to his dad, and that dynamic is very realistic in for a lot of people, right? They have one parent that they might look at as an authority figure, and like you see them warming up, and he's like, "Yeah, no, that's very sweet. That works." I get so tired of the character who's like a single parent essentially, and then the kid just being like, again, maybe wisecracky or like overly rebellious. Is like your kid's not always gonna be like a rebellious dickhead. Let them not be like a chore for the parent to be around. I don't care for the new God of Wars. It's fine. I don't care about them in a gameplay sense. I think they're fine on a story sense.
I'm looking at like, I just want to know who wrote Forspoken. Right? I just want to like know who wrote Forspoken. And apparently it was written by the guy who wrote After Earth, which is like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. And a guy who is not a writer but an actor. So I don't think that's a good like. That's not like. Yeah.
You know what's my favorite? You know what's my favorite like forgotten game?
But yeah, yes, that terrible Will Smith movie where he's like with his son in another planet. That one.
Yeah. Do you know what, Candy? Do you know what's my favorite forgotten game?
Which one?
Try naming it.
Huh?
Name it.
Like it's forgotten. Remember me?
Yeah, you know it. Because the joke writes itself so fucking perfect.
Do you know why I remember this game? And this is going to be like so fucking.
It's so sad, that game. It's like it's calling to me. It's pleading me to remember it. I'm like, no.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like it's like
Pro Tag's hot.
It's like no, like the only reason I remember that game, and this is going to make me sound like a fucking nerd, because it's the first game to use physically based shading for the lighting.
You're so lucky. You're cute, babe. All right, yeah.
And that is the only relevant thing about that game. I don't even know what the protagonist looks like. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if she's hot because I think
she actually had like a pretty generic design overall. It's like that was one of the big problems about that game. Like there was not you would look at a screenshot on that game, and it's you could immediately go, not even necessarily by like graphics, because like of course you'd be able to tell, but just from the overall like aesthetic, you'd be like, that is a PS3 Xbox 360 game.
Yeah.
Right away.
Oh, you want to know what's really sad?
What?
When you Google "Remember Me," you don't get the game.
Oh, of course not.
You get the movie where Robert Pattinson plays a guy who dies in 9/11.
Hey, Candy, that's a spoiler because they don't build up to it and they just throw that at the very end.
Yeah.
Apparently that movie is about like a romantic conflict where this couple just like constantly fights or something, and then they drop in the end where he's at the World Trade Center and he sees a giant plane headed for the window. Like what?
Yeah, like that's fucking like oh, the romantic comedy. Oops, 9/11.
9/11 happened. And she cries at his grave. She just cries at his grave, and I'm just sitting there. It's like, who wrote this?
Like, whose idea was it to have a 9/11 jump scare?
Like, if you
that's so funny.
Let's say like
9/11 jump scare.
Like okay. Here's the thing. I do think the imagery they use where you see him looking out the window and then it cuts to the front of the building with the growing reflection of the plane incoming is a very interesting piece of imagery. It's really cool. Too bad it's just in this movie.
And it wasn't intentional.
Yeah, it's just
like a movie that builds up to like that would have been cool.
It's really cool. Would have been really cool because that image itself, like that clip, that looks really cool on paper, but like not for a romantic comedy. You know what the worst part is? If I find out it's because the writer lost someone to 9/11, he's like, what a shit way to try remembering them or honoring them. What is this?
Yeah.
It's just like I lost
it's like
my
that
friend
one
here,
movie.
so I'm just
like, have you ever seen that movie? Like, I don't know, like that one movie that is like a kid who is obsessed. Wait, we got a gift.
Yeah, silent. Kill a gifted silent a sub.
Why didn't I get why am I getting notifications? What the fuck?
I don't know. Thank you, Killa, for doing that. For supporting Candy.
Yeah, thank you so much. I don't know why I didn't get a notification for that. Or what happened? I don't know.
I'm trying to remember.
Oh, was it for Lena? Ah.
Oh,
I get it.
That's why I said, no, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
That was pretty funny. I'm sorry, I misread the situation.
Yeah, but I was just thinking like Twitch fucking broke.
Okay, yeah.
Oh well. Thank you.
No, now he came. I feel like I pressured this poor.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kill.
Yeah, it's okay. You didn't need to do that, but thank you so much.
You didn't need to do that.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you guys are really kind to Candy. I'm glad that she's in your care.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad too. I like these guys. I'm
Yeah.
glad. I'm happy for the little community I have. It makes me happy.
Yeah. You should all feel terrible. You financially extort me. Can we draw me and Candy as Yakuzas just like extorting a dude in an alley for subs?
No, dude, you ever seen that picture of like dude like?
Oh wait, you cut off.
Yeah, because I'm not talking right now. I'm googling something.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. I was looking at your Twitch stream and I forgot that it's out of sync, so your character's model was moving its lips, but you weren't.
Like a drawing.
Well, fuck.
Like a drawing that is this picture. Except like you and I are the ones on the segways, and Killa is like on the floor.
Poor Kill. Gift us sub. Gift us subs right now. Oh my god.
We are T-Pose forcing him to give subs.
Oh my god.
I love this picture. Like it's just like it's like a Renaissance painting.
It is pretty funny.
No, we are not going to go with spike bats. We are going to T-pose on you.
At least be. I'll say this. There are some things that are just so dumb and meme based, but they'll still make me laugh. I will never not laugh at T-posing. I find it the funniest thing. It's the lamest form to assert dominance, but it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
It's like, allow me to stance up. Starts T-posing. What? Okay, let's see.
What were we talking before that? First pocket?
We're talking about forgettable movies and the twist.
I was going to start talking about like that one movie where like there's a child that is obsessed with like proving that his dad was like the jumper from like the jumper photo of 9/11.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you told me about that one. Yeah.
It is like calling incredibly loud and extremely close or something like that.
You know what? I was gonna do the dumb thing of let me try to remember more forgotten games. I'm like, oh right, it's kind of like a pointless task.
Yeah, nobody remembers them.
Nobody remembers them. Such a glut of stuff that doesn't really contribute or just exists.
I don't know. Because the thing is, like, if I remember a game, I wonder if it's actually that forgotten. Because if I remember it, other people probably do too, right?
I mean, yeah, by technicality, like, you and me both remember Me.
Yeah.
So is it really
And we
that
may be the only
forgotten?
ones.
I'd be fine with it. I find it the funniest joke still to this day. It's such low-hanging fruit, but it's perfect.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, I don't know.
I definitely think it was like during, like, well, no, every generation had like a glut of games that didn't really matter, like shovelware essentially.
Yeah.
Never heard of the game today. You know what the funny part is? It was under Capcom too.
Yeah. I mean, like,
so like this game had the budget to like do stuff, but like, or rather technically like from the company, but like, yeah. That was still under. Was that still under like the time where they were trying to go too west because they wanted to get Western audiences?
Yeah, that was
that would make a lot. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense because like that's probably why.
You find it funny Capcom, that atrocious games at least get remembered. No one gives a fuck about average games. Yeah, and that is what I mean when I say that I think the worst thing art can be is boring.
Yeah, mediocre. Because there's at least talks to be had, and there's technical, like, you can technically have entertainment out of like a really bad game.
Or you can
like,
at least learn
like,
something.
Yeah, or it's like you can look at like streams of like Ride to Hell Retribution or like launch AC Unity, right? People love looking at a thing and pointing at it and it's like, oh my god, this thing fucking sucks and it's so funny. But it's like if the thing is like completely mid across the board and it doesn't evoke any feelings, be they negative or positive, it's like of course you're gonna forget about it. It didn't leave an impact. You're like, yeah, it's fine. It's like eating a meal that's just like, it doesn't have too much of an interesting taste profile. You're like, yeah, I've had this shit before, whatever.
Yeah, it's like, bad art is better than like boring art. Yeah. Because at least you remember, at least it makes you feel something.
Yeah, because like vitriol, but like, yeah, it can.
Yeah, or just like maybe just being funny. It's just like being like.
You know what's technically like a bad game that did get forgotten though, but it's kind of like funny when you think about it in the grand scheme. Because like I feel like anytime you mention it to someone who's played video games long enough, they will remember it.
Yeah.
Bouncer. From Square Enix.
Yeah. Apparently that was like
Bouncer sucks.
That was one of the first games they showed for the PS2 too. Did you know that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that was like the announcement games for the PS2. That was like one of the like E3 games for the PS2.
It's like Bouncer looks fine. The Pro Tag literally looks like Sora from Kingdom Hearts, but like the game is just ass.
Yeah, it's.
I think it also emulated terribly when I did too, so I was like, it was.
Yeah, I think it's one of those like problematic games. But I think like the most recent update to like the PS2 emulator like fixed almost everything. I think like almost every game works now.
I'm sure some hero is going out there streaming Bouncer as we speak, but I don't have to be him.
Actually, I wanna check if there's like anyone playing the Bouncer on Twitch right now. It would be really funny.
It's such a I just drop in, go like, hey, supporting you, but why though?
Yeah, the Bouncer. Let's see.
I'm sure there's one by live averages, right?
I don't think anyone has like a tech. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there are no results found.
Mm-hmm.
The last time someone streamed this game was 6 days ago, huh?
Yeah, see? We're not too far off the ballpark. There's
but
always
I would remember.
Someone... if the stream title says something about I forgot this game, I swear to God.
Okay, so the last time there are no results found. Nobody streamed this game recently enough. Twitch doesn't even remember last time someone streamed this.
This is so fucking sad, dog.
But I was Forspoken. Spookforken. Oh, there are people streaming Forspoken right now?
I feel like it's one of those games you can hate and then stream it.
Why is there 9 people streaming Forspoken right now?
Was it on sale? Maybe it was on sale.
I don't fucking know. Forspoken.
Forspoken.
Irony, probably, yeah. Probably irony. What about Immortals Phoenix Rising? Keep in mind this game was free like last week. It has 10 viewers.
I think the free factor like helps.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. Like Twitch genuinely genuinely Twitch does not remember when was the last time anyone played for Remember Me.
Andy, you and I know what we have to do. We have to do a Let's Play series of Remember Me.
Is it even like funny enough to like justify that? I think it's just like there.
No, absolutely not. Me and you would just end up talking about anything else.
Yeah. Maybe we can do it during the podcast, just like in a tiny window in the corner.
I'm gonna be real with you. If we did that during the podcast and I was behind the wheel, you would just see me quit after about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And just me being like, let's just focus on the podcast. What is one of the most mediocre games that you've ever played? Like I'd say like the game that you can think is like a 7 out of 10 or like whatever. It's not like bad, it's not good, it's just whatever to you.
Most mediocre game I've ever played.
Like what do you look back and go like, oh yeah, I played that game?
I don't know, because that's the thing. I only remember games like I liked or I hate.
Yeah, that's like the thing is I played like so many within like that year span because of the backlog burn, and there are so many games that just like fall through the wayside of me. Like someone will say the game, or like I'll look through my storage count for the VODs and I'll see the game that I've played and recorded, and I played this game.
Yeah.
When? Why?
I'm trying to remember. I don't know if like.
You know what? Let's have an interesting mini discussion.
I guess
about
like
this
because I do remember, because the thing is I remember playing Watch Dogs, but I don't remember anything about it. So maybe that one.
Okay.
I don't remember feeling anything about it. I don't remember like anything I did, anything I felt. So maybe that was just so mediocre that my game just like blanked it entirely.
True. No, I can see that. I wouldn't even really argue. I'd just look at it and I'd go like, yeah. Okay, so let's kind of try to dissect a certain blanket thing here before we head out for the podcast.
Yeah.
What do you think some of them like were some of the reasons those games you played were forgettable? Not just going like, because we can easily say it didn't make me feel something, right? But like on a design thing, was it like, what do you think is like one of the pitfalls that games can fall into to become forgettable?
I think like the one thing is like of the game, like for example, I was thinking about Watch Dogs. When I played Watch Dogs, it was like a few years later, after all the patches and everything. So the game wasn't like breaking or anything. It was like technically functional, and I think that is like something. They are so focused on making something that like functions as a product that they don't like give enough time to like the game to have an identity necessarily. Like the game works, it functions. It is like from a technical standpoint, it is like okay, but it doesn't like do anything. I don't like it is just because it is so like single-handed. Why is my camera dead?
Oh yeah, I just saw your.
It is so like it is so like single-mindedly focused on like. Did my fucking phone died? I think my phone died. Yeah, my phone died. Let me get the Fugi out. I have an emergency Fugi. Browser. Me Fugi. Yeah, emergency Fugi. There we go. So yeah, like I think like the game's just like so obsessed with the idea of like being something that works technically and like you can show and be like, yeah, we made a thing and it's okay, that they don't that they decide to just go with like the safest bet in every question. Every time there's a question, they just go with like the safest option.
I was gonna say, because like focus is an interesting word, because I think it's like a situation where they aren't focused on anything. They're trying to do too many things at once. Yeah, so like, everything kind of just spreads out in this way where it's just like there's not any sort of thing you as a player can latch onto that has like a greater significance into everything, like compared to everything else, right?
Yeah.
There's no highlight. There's no thing that like stands out and you look at and it's like that is the thing that defines this game, right? Like it's combat.
Yeah, because like
message and its story.
Because like at every point they made like the safest choice. They like whenever they needed to make a decision about like what emotions they were trying to like convey, how the difficulty was going to be, how the world design was going to be, what story they were going to tell. At every turn they made like the safest choice, the one that like was like more in the average, like that worked for someone before.
Yeah, there's some games where I think they've never sold well, but at least I can look at them and I remember them because they did some things that were interesting. There's a game called like Foul Play, kind of like not great like terms of being a beat 'em up. It's like it's whatever. It's kind of like run of the mill in terms of its gameplay, but its presentation is interesting because the way it's designed is you have a theater of people applauding you because your entire gameplay session, the story wise, is you doing a play because it's called Foul Play, right?
Yeah.
And it's a beat 'em up, and like the characters have this this over the top actor candor. It's a 2D side scroll 'em up, and it's like, you know what, this was like visually memorable enough. And I could tell, like, on a design thing that people thought, like, in the boardroom were just like, hey, what if this was, like, how this game was presented? And it's like, at least that was what stood out. Its presentation.
Yeah.
Right?
And, like, sometimes I think, for example, about, like...
If it was just another beat 'em up in the streets, it would have probably, like, never clicked in my mind because there were too many other comparisons and it would have, like... It didn't have, like, good enough gameplay to stand out. My bad. Yeah, I just wanted to add that in.
Yeah, like, sometimes I think about, like, a game called, like, Automodelista.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like mechanically, I think like one of the worst racing games I have ever played.
Okay.
Like the handling just doesn't feel good at all.
Mm-hmm.
Which I understand is like a Western problem. I understand like the Japanese version actually like handles better.
Mm-hmm.
But I am never able to forget that game. Because it's the only racing game I've ever played that like looks different.
You know what's gonna be one that's fun to say?
What?
Oh, that looks amazing. That looks beautiful.
And,
Okay.
and this is like an old game. This is for the GameCube.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks beautiful. That looks like straight out of an animated series.
So like, it is not a fun game to play, but I never forget it because it looks like that.
Now, here's one that's fun in terms of it has all the it has plenty of checkboxes to be forgettable, but it doesn't. But it ends up not being it because it actually blows away your expectations. Spec Ops: The Line is a shooter in the desert, like, right?
Yeah.
Military shooter, pretty run of the mill on that until the big event occurs, and then it starts showing like the presentation and like kind of making fun of the genre in itself and what it's creating.
Yeah.
Like the player.
Yeah,
base.
and that is why it
And,
works,
like,
because it is
yeah.
like it is like intentionally being generic for the first 2/3 of the game, and then in the last third it uses the fact that it was so generic to like pull it from under you and be like, actually this is about that.
Because if Spec Ops didn't have its like second half, or at least its last third act, I would not give a shit about it. I tend to hate shooters, but like Spec Ops has some amazing imagery and like interesting ways to see how like interesting character story arcs, right? And like a commentary on the genre at the time that was very novel. And that's what stands out to me, right? But it's just like, you know, if another game had its presentation style and was playing it straight, like if it just looked like Spec Ops: The Line and it was just a shooter, I would not care about it at all.
Yeah, that game would have been just like completely like. I mean, there's 1,000 games like that. That was the thing I was like.
Yeah.
Everyone was trying to be Call of Duty back then. So there's like
And
100
so
games
it's
like that.
It's like one of those games where I look at it and I go like, on a visual level, until it hits some of like the most metal fucking imagery ever. It's just like nothing. But then, you know, you stick it out and then you keep playing it and it's like, holy shit, this is really good. Not a lot of games do that. They just still stay on the safe side. Maybe because they're afraid to say something, or maybe they don't think that's important. And it's like, you don't always have to make like a game a message about some greater thing, but it's like you have to have like, when you're designing something, you have to have something in mind, right? You have to have like, what do you want to say as as an entertainment form, or like maybe as like a art form, or maybe as like a political commentary in some sort of way? How are you going to convey that? You know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
And it's like one of those things like in what was I going to say? Yeah, but another thing is like Spec Ops, like it is generic, but it is like functionally like good enough to like at least be passable.
Yeah, I'll also say, so graphically looks whatever until again certain amazing imagery.
Yeah.
Gameplay wise, pretty run of the mill shooter. Pretty run of the mill. Like nothing really big standing out that I remember on a gameplay level. But it's a lot of it is just like the fact that this game would have been like average to me and I would have forgotten it if it wasn't for the fact that it had a message to say. And then it played a very interesting it did very interesting visual aesthetics and like art direction in its last act.
Yeah.
To drive that point home.
I will say, that is one of the funniest things. No, I mean like the one thing that is like consistently like above the grade, like the one thing that Spec Ops has that is like above average consistently is the soundtrack. It's really good.
The soundtrack was also really good. Yeah, that can also be a thing that kind of like keeps a game in my head. Like again, I would probably forget Daemon X Machina if it wasn't for the soundtrack.
Yeah,
I spent time listening to Titanic Scions OST. You'd probably like a fair share of them. A lot of them are like orchestral and some sort of symphonics, but like not too many I cared for. There was one, but it's just a remix of like a track from the first one. But its OST was fine. But like yeah,
I still haven't played that game. I kind of want to play it because I played the demo and it was fun.
Oh, Titanic Scion.
Yeah. Weren't all the other Spec Ops games completely? Yeah, that was the thing. Like another thing that probably helped the game market itself at the beginning was that like the older Spec Ops games were like just like very like actually like serious military simulators.
Yeah.
Like and like downright simulators, not like Call of Duty games with like you're a military man, but like, or they're like kind of arcadey games with like over the top sensibilities. They were like actually like very like boring military simulators.
Yeah, it's important to put the distinction for the simulator part because like Spec Ops is serious. Yeah. It is serious, especially like with how it goes. And then like it playing straight would seem boring, but then when things get awful and they're still serious, it really does drive the point across. And it's good. It's a game I definitely recommend people to play or at least watch.
Yeah.
As like a kind of interesting moment of self-reflection from a genre. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what was that Yahtzee called them, like dad games. It's kind of like very serious simulations and stuff. They're like dad games.
Yeah, dad shooters or something. Or dad? No, I think he did say just dad games.
Yeah. I don't know, but like I feel like shooters in particular are like not dad games. They're like person who knows way too much about World War II to the point that it's concerning games.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. We all know that guy.
Yeah, just be like normal about that and be like too much about Rome, please.
No, but he has to really tell you like how Germany messed up, and you're like, why are you so fixated on how they lost?
Yeah.
And what you would have done differently. Is there something you want to be telling me?
Yeah, like.
But yeah.
Why do you know so much about? And like maybe if it's like someone who knows like very like a lot about World War II, but it's like a very like forgotten area. Is different.
So like, you know what?
Like I know a lot. I know a guy who knows like a lot about like the Winter War between Finland and Russia.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, you know a lot about World War II, but you're different because you're like very focused on like that part.
Well, it's because like Simo is so fucking cool as a sniper.
Yeah.
Simo is so fucking.
So I'm like I'm not side eye. I am not giving you the side eye because I think like okay you're like doing it the right way.
There are you know what I also think? I think there are games where like again, because we talk about like interesting things, you can also have a situation where the presentation or the aesthetics are interesting, but the game is so vapid I still won't remember it.
Yeah.
There's a game called 2064, which is a cyberpunk thing. I genuinely forgot that it was on my footage list. And I can't remember shit about that game for the life of me. It's a point and click. But I genuinely did not care. I don't necessarily think it's even bad. It has an interesting aesthetic, but it's like there's so many other cyberpunk games I look at immediately and I'm just like, I remember them far more and they're kind of emulating the same thing. It's not a competition outright.
Yeah,
But it's just like
but
I
is
look
there
at
like
like
a law?
Valhalla.
Like I'm just wondering,
Like,
is there
yeah.
like some sort of like law or something like that that requires Cyberpunk media to have like the number of the year in the title?
Valhalla didn't.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But it had
But
in the full name it has the word Cyberpunk, so maybe that is a choice. You can either put the word Cyberpunk or the year.
True.
And I guess if you're CD Projekt Red, you just do both and call that a title.
I know I've talked about this before. Also, there are games with like aesthetics beautiful to some people, and then I hate, and like they play well, but I still can't like it because what I'm looking at is just so hideous to me.
Yeah.
Like I really wish I could like Dust and Elysian Tale.
But yeah, but it has like that flash animation vision, like style.
That, and I just don't like the colors for the main character. I don't like a lot of like artistic decisions they made. And that's fine. That's fine. I'm sure like it's very memorable to a lot of other people, and it's just not made for me. But it's like it's a bummer because the combos play pretty well. It's just like
yeah, that is the thing about that game. It is like above that line. It is like just like good enough to like be above the forgetting line. Because I remember playing it and I remember enjoying it, but I don't remember anything else about it. So it's just good enough to like still have a little space of memory, but not a lot.
Because I remember controlling. Yeah, I remember controlling it. I'm like, this is a very competent 2D hack and slash. Too bad I just hate looking at it.
Yeah. That's I just like a very funny headline. Microsoft head of AI doesn't understand why people don't like AI, and I don't understand why he doesn't understand because it's pretty obvious.
That's perfect. That's fucking perfect. But it has to be in everything. Please. Yeah, I feel like maybe next week we can talk more about.
And they're like using. I was saying like the reason they're like so eager to push AI into everything is because like they have to make like $200 billion in the next 3 years.
You know what? That isn't even the funniest like CEO related AI thing. We didn't even talk about the Crafton CEO.
Oh yeah.
That's the funny shit. Chat, how do I get away with not paying these employees?
I'm going to ask ChatGPT.
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT how I can essentially like not pay these employees for the Abzu lawsuit because I don't want to like look like a beta.
Oh yeah, speaking of AI and bad news. Do you remember Let It Die?
What?
Let It Die. Do you remember that game?
Yeah.
The sequel is full of AI.
Yeah, Swery.
They're making a sequel and it's full of AI. The music is AI, the art is AI.
It's Suda 51, right?
I don't remember.
I think it's under Suda's like banner, under Grasshopper Studios. You want to know something also kind of disappointing?
What else is disappointing?
Because it's under Suda 51's and Grasshopper. Suda and Swery made the collab game that Hotel Barcelona that also apparently uses AI assets. But I think they're trying to address it in a patch. But it's like after you kind of lose trust with people in that, it's tough to kind of recover, which is a bummer because those two are kind of known as like the wacky, two very different wacky like creators, right? So them collabing to make something really weird would have been fun, but it's like the fact that like there's kind of the AI ick to it is just like, I know some people who are just like, oh, it has AI, I'm gonna get used to it. It's just like, I'm not there yet. Until the situation is so utterly hopeless where it's ingrained in everything, then sure. But like,
yeah, but I don't think there's going to be like.
I don't think so either. I genuinely believe it's just gonna blow up. Also, I think like eventually it's gonna have like the situation where people use it in the proper like, oh, here's a tool thing rather than a generative thing. Yeah.
The thing is like I think they're going to run out of money before they have the chance to like embed it enough.
I can't wait.
And honestly, if the AI crash takes like half the video game industry with it, I'm okay with that. This industry needs a crash right now. I think the video game industry needs to crash.
Well, Castle Super Beast and had that emailer who actually put it very interestingly, where it's like, I think we're in the middle of a crash already because crashes aren't instantaneous.
Yeah,
they can take time, and so like it does feel like that way because I feel like I don't want to say like the hype for video games has died down, but it definitely feels different from what it was in like 2016. You feel me?
Yeah.
Or like 2017 or like in that time where it's like because like the market is so saturated by comparison and there's always just a litany of bad news. And the fact that, like, again, we keep on talking about like price inflation and stuff. It's harder to keep consistent on being on top of video games, you know?
Yeah.
Like, people can't taste the flavor of the month constantly because not enough time, not enough it's not affordable. So like obviously that's gonna like reflect in the market negatively.
Yeah, like right now, a great marketing way.
Yeah.
Right now, a great marketing way like to like get a game out there is be like, okay, this game is like $40 and it's 15 hours long.
Well, yeah, I mean, like look at like Expedition 33. Look at Silksong. Look at like games that are more affordable. Like the indie, like I know this is coming from me. I do like indie games. I do think some of like indie glaze is a little masturbatory, but like I do respect I do respect it. I respect the hell out of it because
the problem is that like because there's a lot of like bad indie games. The problem is that they're not the only ones making good games anymore.
Yeah. It's just like the fact that it's like, okay, yeah, it's like people going like indie is the future. It's like by a technicality, yes, that doesn't mean like indie is always quality. We always remember the ones that stick out. There's a sea of corpses that you have to sail through too. But like yeah, I just like what was I talking about earlier? Before we went to the indie thing, it's just like with the crash and everything like that. It's just like indie games are so much easier to keep on top of with people, right? Because like, you know, Balatro, stuff like that. It's like, hey, there's this game I'm playing, and it's like, oh cool. It's like, what is it? It's like it's this roguelike card game. It's like, how much is it? It's like $20. It's like, I can totally afford that. Versus like, yo, dude, I played the latest, like, I don't want to say Assassin's Creed, but like give me a title, Candy. Give me any sort of title.
I don't know. Battlefield 6? I don't know. People seem to like that one. Okay, I guess.
Yeah,
but I don't
it's
care.
like, dude, I'm playing the latest Battlefield. Hop on with me. It's like, cool. How much is it? It's like $90. It's like, fuck no.
I'm not going to play with you. Are you going to buy it for me? No. Okay.
The worst part of like the worst thing for your perpetually like your market that you have to, your media platform that you have to consistently market in perpetuity is to just like make it harder for people to access it. And like, sure, it doesn't look like a problem because there are Let's Players, there are Twitch streamers and stuff, but they're not the same as your layman. They're doing this for a career. They're investing in it either out of their own pocket money or they're just like successful enough where they can take the hits and they'll make money out of it.
Yeah.
But to the average Joe who's like got a paycheck, it's like, well, am I going to pay triple digits for a video game? No. I better get my mileage.
Yeah.
But like,
and I'm going to be very fucking picky about that. If I have to pay that much for a video game, I'm going to be very fucking picky about what games I buy. You better be like the best fucking game.
And let's say it's like it's not impossible for the person to buy that game, but if another game comes out the next month at that price point,
and it looks a little bit better,
and there are other games out in that month, all competing. It's like, yeah, your market as a whole is gonna have some really tough times if you can't make this affordable to people. Because the amount of people who are going to buy like things, it's going to be spread across the board. Not everyone's going to be buying the same thing. Some games will just get thrown to like the curb when they don't deserve it. All because like you decided to just go like, well, this is the market value, the perceived value that games should be. It's like, no.
No.
We were all kind of cool with it being 60. Even then, that was a little too rich for some people's blood. And we'd wait for the used games or the sales, but now it's like so gross. It's like it's even infecting the digital platform. You see some of the shit where like some old games like that were like sitting at 20 now bounce back to like 50 because like there's some sort of insane ideology about like brand value and keeping it consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hate it. It's like, hey, I looked at a game back from 2010. Oh, it's $50 now? It's like, well, yeah, man. It's part of like the FromSoft like brand. It's like, I don't give a fuck. It's old. I could buy a used game, a physical, for like 20 of this.
Yeah.
That should be your value. That should be the thing you're competing with. Yeah, there's so much to rant about this. But
I do remember, like, I wonder if that is going to keep happening. The thing about, like, you remember when Silksong came out and people were like bitching about and some like corpos were bitching about like it is being too cheap. It is like adjusting the market. I wonder if that's going to keep happening. Like,
I don't know. I don't think they can afford to keep inflating.
No, but like if there's going to keep being controversial, like if they're going to like keep complaining about like indie games being too cheap and like moving that needle too much. I kind of hope it does.
Yeah, it's just like I hope they keep bitching and they keep losing, because then they're forced to buckle. Because competition is the only thing that's like good for the consumer in capitalism.
Yeah.
It's why I'm so adamant about, like, I know I keep saying about physical, because like a secondary market can just like completely shift the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like people don't give a fuck about like supporting your company officially. You're a company. You're not my friend. Especially if you're trying to charge me $100 for a game. I'll buy it from some schmuck down the street for 30.
Yeah.
I'll go to his house right now. He'll open with a bloody apron. I'm like, oh, you're a butcher? No. Okay, yeah, I'm here to pick up Yakuza.
Yeah. I don't. And that is the thing, that they're always bitching about like, oh, the games are so expensive to make. Oh, they take so long to make. It's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be honest. As a player, I don't give a fuck. That's not my problem.
Okay.
Fix it yourself.
Not my problem. You're a company. Adjust. I'm not
Figure out a way.
asking you to
make the game cheaper. I don't care. I don't care if the games don't look like if every game doesn't have like ray tracing. I don't give a fuck. I'm okay with games looking the way they looked 10 years ago. 2015 games look good enough back then. Go back to that. Start making the graphics better. I don't give a fuck.
You're fine. Also, just like, you don't have to add a bunch of details that are just so like. We've gone at this ad nauseum. We've talked about like the zoom in thing. We've talked about stuff like that. It's just
you don't need to make the biggest game world the series has ever had. I don't give a fuck. It can be the same size as the last one. It can even be the same map. I don't care.
I remember when Arkham Knight was going like all the pixels within Arkham City are within one goon in Arkham Knight. I'm like, why?
So can I actually see the difference?
Why would I care? Like, it doesn't matter. When we just say games started looking incredible, that's really subjective to a lot of people. Some people have kind of like the retro nostalgia. I'll say like, I don't think the PS3 line was it. I'll say like, I think we were figuring out shit during the PS4 era.
Yeah.
Into getting into its peaks, and I think after that the returns were negligible.
No, they didn't call the Goonion. He was talking about goons as in like mafia. As in like the mafia.
The goons in Arkham Knight start calling themselves that, and Batman's just like, I don't think that's what you want it to like mean.
Yeah, I don't think that word means that anymore.
Some PS3 games definitely look great. I think anything that was attempting like to implement ray tracing, a lot of those people look like melted clay dolls. But anything stylized, yes, it does look good. I'm gonna go for like when games started looking amazing to mean like the general average, like the average itself got higher.
Yeah.
Right. So like across the board, you're photorealistic, you're stylized and stuff. I would say it would probably be somewhere in the mid PS4, Xbox One generation.
Yeah, I think the tipping point, I think, where like we hit like the final, like in the wall of diminishing returns. The point where we like got to like the peak of that valley was 2016.
Yeah.
Because I look at like something like Battlefield 1, and it's like, this looks better than Battlefield 6, to be honest.
Do you think you'll feel different in a generation or two?
I don't know, because I've been feeling this way since 2016. It hasn't changed.
Yeah, it's been 9 years.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, a lot of games, like, one, stylism isn't based off of technology.
Yeah.
It's based off of creativity, right? So stylistic games, like, again, very easy to throw out because it's one of the biggest ones is Okami, right? That doesn't really necessarily have to follow on technological usage.
Did you ever notice the fact that in Okami all the trees are like sprites, like 2D?
I'm sure I probably noticed it like when I would run around and like re-angle the camera. But like, what else was I gonna say? And then there are things where it's like like you're implementing photorealism, but like the thing with photorealism is like if your whole thing is to make it look like real life, there's going to be a cap, and that's real life, and you can't go further than that. So it's like, it doesn't matter after that. It doesn't matter if you add reflections. Those aren't as impressive as the models per se.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Like Dragon Engine, I looked at it and I was like, okay, those are really realistic looking humans and it looks pretty. Like the way they do particle effects is like after that, I don't care.
Yeah.
There's a cap for everyone. I don't think like a generation or two in graphic fidelity really mean much. You have to be doing interesting things like in art direction in order to really pop to the player. Otherwise, everything is going to look the same. And then with technological advances, I think the focus now should just be like optimization, the ability to make sure your games run smooth, and then people wouldn't complain, and then boom.
There's a really good image that I think like encapsulates that perfectly. Like the idea that there's just a point where like the improvements like people don't really notice them unless you like point them to them.
Well, it's just asymptotic, right? So.
Look at this image.
Yeah, like you can only do so much after a set amount of time.
Yeah, like it reaches a point where like it reaches a point where like the human brain isn't like really, because the human brain gets so much information visually that it ignores a lot of it and it simplifies a lot of it. So it reaches a point where like you just don't have you have more detail than what the human brain is actually like even bothering to process to begin with.
Because like again, sure, we could have like technological advancements that could, you know, increase the amount of like effects and stylistic flair and stuff that doesn't do that, but it's like probably why everyone's in. Yeah, because I think like the way I see it is like with lighting, it's just like, okay, we already moved. I think the way it went is like for lighting, it's like, okay, we've already kind of pretty much like made human looking models a reality, right? There are times where I've played a video game and my mom walks in and she's like, oh, is that a show?
Yeah.
Like, you've done it. And when you've managed to do that, you've done it, right? But like so like they had to move on to something else, and lighting just isn't as impressive as a marketing tactic.
Yeah.
Because it's subtle. So like the thing you can only sell for like a console thing is like, okay, what kind of stylistic flares can you add on? Like, obviously like stuff like particle effects and shit, but it's like that's not locked to technology. You can optimize it to make it so it doesn't chug, right? Like have all these things going on at once to do it. And that's the kind of focus that like hardware and generations and like game design kind of have to just go into now. It's like, fuck off with the whole looking realistic. We've already reached that point. That can't be a selling point anymore. Even if it's on the most minute details about like particle physics or lighting, it's like, I want you to be creative in how you present your game to me. I want you to be visually different.
Yeah.
You know, pick some interesting color choices, do some interesting styles. Like, you know, you can go 2D, you can do cell shading 3D models, you can do so many other things. It's like, and again, with the new technology, just make it run smooth, and then I'll never have a complaint.
Yeah. Like, yeah, we're like, I don't know, this industry is like a reset, is what I was saying earlier.
Yeah, so essentially, yeah, sorry that we went on to a long tangent. I do genuinely think that with the AI crash, it's like, it's just kind of like one of the epitomes of like how the game sector has kind of gone up its own ass in its own self-importance, like the AAA sector. And it's like, you know, hopefully like indie scene recovers. There's always going to be like a very high budget sector for video games, I think.
Yeah.
It's just the crash has to be the thing that gives it a wake-up call for a while. Because like, yes, you can always go corporations are evil, but whenever they're down, that's when they start appeasing to people, be it more affordable, so they can try affording to be evil again. It's a cycle. It's always a cycle. But the years where they're trying to win your favor are pretty nice. Until they start being dicks again. PS2 era was nice. PS3 era start was pretty bad.
Yeah. No, and a lot of like the problems with the PS3 era was that like the jump from to HD was like such a big deal that a lot of the studios were just like, not ready.
I'm talking about like corporate attitude, right? Because
the
PS2, because the PS1 was this thing of like, okay, we're gonna block off, we're gonna separate our way from Nintendo, who think they're the sole titans of the industry, to bring competition and consistent quality and this higher thing that makes it easier for third-party developers. And then PS2 is like, we're gonna add upon this for the player to add a huge library that can also like have this hardware that doubles as a movie player. And then PS3 is Ken Kutaragi going, I want this to be a luxury device that you have to spend so much money on.
I love the number 6. You have no idea how much I love the number 6.
And you just look at Ken and it's like, why are you being like this?
We have the cell engine has 6 cores because 6 is the number of the cosmos.
And it's like, yeah, it's like, okay, when the industry crashes, a lot of companies are probably going to start sucking up to the consumer to try buying back goodwill, and then eventually, when they get the goodwill, they're going to turn evil again. That's
I
just
don't
the
want
story.
Ubisoft
That's the
looking on
cycle.
me. I feel like I will get an STD if Ubisoft was looking on me.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't want that.
I don't know. I think Sega might have good head games.
Maybe, yeah. They got they got like the experience, you know. They've been here before.
They've been here before.
They worked this road before. They know what they're doing.
Sega. If the AAA game companies were all prostitutes in an alley, Sega would be the old lady who takes out her dentures and go, "You ready for some fun?" You're like, oh god.
And you know what? There is some fun there. Because she's been here.
She's been here before. She'll be here till the end of days. But it's the end of the day for us, for the podcast, because we have gone past like midnight for me. So I'm gonna start heading out.
Yes.
Yeah. So like again, check out my YouTube at youtube.com/@nocturne. That's youtube.com/@nocturne. Link is in the title of the podcast, and please subscribe. I'm hopefully getting something done. I keep saying it, but it's a slow process with how I do things. Follow Candy on her Twitch and YouTube to see her past broadcasts, clips, and podcasts, and her future streams, which she's going to keep on doing. Check her Blue Sky for organized thoughts. Check her Discord to see her disorganized thoughts. And the bot will leave all the links provided. And if you have such feedback for the podcast, like...
Please make sure to connect your fucking phone so your model doesn't stop moving midway through.
Yeah. Maybe get more budget for technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Maybe get medication for your hyperfixations on heights.
Yeah. All right, I forgot. Because my microphone is like next to my face now. I can put it in my mouth. Let me see. Oh, it's too big. Doesn't fit.
You're gonna end up being the old lady at the alley with the dentures. Anyway,
no, it's too thick.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks for listening. Stay safe, happy, and have a wonderful week.
Please don't clip that.
Bye, Candy. Love you.
Bye, Nick. Love you too. Please don't clip me saying that. We don't need to clip that. Oh. Speaking of that, we have a new sound alert. I finally remembered to add sound alerts, but I forgot to tell you guys. Let me find it. Where is it? Please load. Oh yeah, we finally have a new sound alert. Little piggy. I don't even remember the context of that, but I found it on my folder and I was like, oh yeah, I need to add that. I forgot I needed to add that. But yeah, thank you everyone for stopping by. I hope you had a good day, good night. No, I mean, I hope you had a good time today here talking with us. I hope you have a good day, good night, good rest of your time zone. And I'm going to go and take a little rest, and I'll let you guys know tomorrow or on Monday how we're going to handle next week. Because I think next week I should have starting next week I should have more free time. So we're probably going to do more stuff next week. I'll see how that goes. So I'll let you. I will be letting you guys know. I need to get some confirmations before I do that. But for now, we will just go say hi to Majora. I will call it a night. We'll call it a night. Yes, and I go take a rest. And I really I don't know why. I genuinely have been thinking so much about mountains this week. I don't really know why. And I just constantly looking at the mountain and being the shape, the size. Let me study the shape and the size of the mountain. Let me understand the mountain. Let me become the mountain. I want to understand the mountain deeply. I don't know why. That is my thing this week. Mountains. I like mountains. I don't know why. That is just my thing this week. But yeah, thank you everyone. I appreciate you being here. It makes me happy seeing you guys here. I always appreciate it. So thank you for that. And I'll see you guys again Probably Monday. I will let you guys know. Bye bye. Bye bye.